sus.
On top of it,
It has like a water emoji, some lips, and like a moan.
Or the synergy when it comes down to that gold lane. How they patch that up, I think we're gonna find out here. Gonna go ahead, start.
Let me see what emojis I can get with this.
Which is interesting because I do know Zane has struggled a bit when he uses those assassin marksmans. He's had that show.
I'm pretty command. I'm gonna probably like throw in some some nails or something, you know.
Into the opposing team where they just feast on him.
I already booked
a good ban by
appointment, my hair and
there,
nail
by
appointment 1 day before I fly to
Vendetta.
You said I'm getting set up. All right, let's see this.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to go with something the safest, and
the
off of
hair
that,
you see
I'm
me
assuming if
like
it's not going to be banned out, I can see them
with
picking up
Dave, like
Vito,
I cut my own hair because I was too lazy to go
but
out
we do know
to cut my hair.
that if you
So
look
I
at
actually
what
did my own hair,
Moba
but
Zane has pretty
I'm
much
like
played, I mean, I think
overdue
he's played
for
Paquito a
hair
handful of
appointment.
times, maybe
So this
3-4 times
is
throughout the tournament.
Time, you know?
At the same time, I feel like when you see Moba Zane as a jungler,
and I
it's
usually
mostly,
don't do my
he
nails
is more comfortable on
but
those
I think I'm just
tankier,
gonna get a French style.
I would say
you know,
safer
the
jungle
simple,
picks, and then he
easier the
relies on the
better.
team to kind of
Shrimp.
revolve around that, right? He has to focus on grabbing
So the shrimp said the Valley could lose here.
Here in the Philippines, that's
The
something that
Valley
he
can
really
lose
learned was that
here
objective-based
or not.
fighting.
The main bracket. Have faith in Moba Zan. There's a Moba Zan on there.
Of like, we're still focusing on objectives.
Is there
but at
not?
the same time,
You spelled Zane right.
So,
Moba Zan Zin Moba Zen.
right? Because if you look across the board, across the region, there's been that shakeup.
ban?
Even
They
in other
banned
regions
Chao
having
and-
their finals right now, off the top of my head, MPL,
Alice. What the
MY.
hell?
Man, if you watch those games, they are action-packed.
We would just delete that comment.
So the Valley, I feel like, takes
Moba shall win.
and
Shall win. Moba shall win. Is he gonna shall win this
But I feel like
this chat?
the Valley specifically, when they try to veer into that let's fight, that's where you see those weaknesses that we were talking about. That's where you see that.
I mean, Moba Zane's just all about being a pro, man. That's all he wants to be. He just wants to be a pro player.
Showing up in the Valley's play.
For
Have
real.
they fixed it for this
I
series?
feel like he's achieving his goals, you know.
And adjust because
Yeah.
Vendetta, like
Mo
they
Ballman.
sent the Simpsons packing, right? And they've sent all these teams kind of packing in a somewhat of a dominant fashion. So
Their
I feel like
focus
that's
is
Wait,
basic.
one of
Are you
the things
talking? Oh yeah, Vendetta. Yeah, 100%.
The dynamic that they play with.
Yo,
Just
look, they
watching the
banned-
previous games
they-
that they
they
played.
banned-
Yeah, but their last
Oh.
choice here, are they gonna go ban the Valentina? I mean, I feel like Valentina is like a must here, or even fair miss to be honest. But
I think
jungle,
those teams
that's
are
when I want to see
opening
that
all of
contrast
those
between the
on
junglers. How does that
purpose.
start?
See,
And then,
you
of course,
see,
Rogue
they banned
leading
Alice
into
and
gold lanes. Those
Lilia,
are
and the
usually
others,
that kind of
you know, the
transition, that
marksman.
hierarchy that we see from
Yeah,
game to game.
they're opening those on purpose.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you pointed it out. The Valley
I
very
think they're opening
comfortable kind
Valentina
of
and Farm
farming,
is-
taking advantage
So
of how
one side is
well
gonna go
Moba Zane
Valentina,
farms.
the
That's
other
where he
always.
shines right now. He's
Yeah, see,
got
they
a
first picked
lot of
the-
skills, but like you said, did learn in the
I think it's
Philippines.
better to,
tank
like,
meta
first play
was
Valentina
a little
than Farms,
stronger when it came
because
to
you
that.
can
And he's
copy
learned to
them.
kind of farm his way up.
Interesting play.
6 to 7 minute
I
mark
think they
before
did
they
it like
actually just
last
start
time as well.
snowballing and taking
Like,
advantage of
purposely
their
left
composition.
open
So
Valentina.
maybe a game plan for Vendetta. See if they have
Chicken's been doing really good on XP. I'm not gonna lie though. So
early game.
I mean, a lot of the targets nowadays have been like gold lanes, you know, so they haven't been able to shine like they want to. But I feel like this is the time and the moment that Chicken's been really shining.
Valentina here, which has been very interesting.
You
Which
think
has been
Chicken
interesting
is
to me
better than
as
you
well
rush your
because I've
opponents
seen
then?
matches where Valentina is completely ignored, and
I don't know.
and doesn't even make a
We'll find out.
picked here. But
I feel like
Find out.
that I still think he has a role.
they don't have Ureshi on this one, yeah.
So
Yeah,
utilize that
Ureshi is
mobility that she has,
was on
the
it,
damage
but I
output,
think-
and then of
but I
Yeah.
think
course,
he's gonna
that
join
ultimate
the Valley.
IMU to be able to take.
That'd be interesting.
It changes the
Yeah.
landscape of the.
I wonder.
So-
I think BTK. Hopefully BTK makes a comeback. You know, like I mean, this might just be an intermittent thing, just kind of joining in to make it because they didn't have enough time to be able to get a full squad together.
Yeah.
Well, they've already got to worry about the other airstrike coming back out of them, right? Because I think
Probably give him Faramis. They actually didn't even go Faramis. Interesting. I would go Faramis Rome right now.
Amazing job putting all this together. But the thing is like
Chicken's a different breed.
Has played Valentino once, and when he did, he got MVP.
Why is Chicken
he had
a
like a
different breed?
perfect game. I don't even think he
I don't
did
know.
at all.
He's a really good XP laner. He's actually been pretty good in every lane he did, because he was gold lane before, right? And then now he's XP.
You could have if you really wanted
you can say the same thing for like
in
Yureshi
any
for
way that you
Promise.
Oh yeah, exactly.
For Witch Turn, you know, they're all like pretty good.
I feel like they have like always 2 lanes that they can possibly be, you know, like they, like, you know, like. And I feel like you always, depending on like the metas and stuff, like you have to learn some of these like key heroes.
Yeah, I think if you
OP,
can
but
like
again,
do well
if you're
on one
Vendetta,
lane,
how
you
do
can
you
do
work
well on
around
the other one?
not only
You know,
giving
it's
up on your
the
ultimate,
I see side
but
laners,
also
the
the
really
cult
good
altar.
side laners, they
And I
can
remember
be
debates
both
about this, you know,
XP
what is the best tool
and
to handle the cult altar. Everybody had their own opinions.
and like for mage,
I mean, that's
they
the
can
truth,
be
though.
like
When you
mage
have a
or
cult altar
roll.
across from you,
You know.
you do have to have
Oh my.
and you know
Wow,
what is
how many
right?
good
Because
alts
they're gonna
want
to be playing around that and
you know,
work.
Oh
use
yeah,
the
that's
counter,
yeah.
Plus one of
That's
them,
huge.
right? So that's something
Yeah, Numenor
Huge.
Blast,
for them
just so many
as
good
we see this
ultimates
first
now.
phase already pretty much.
MPLNA. Maybe.
They aren't
Yeah,
even,
that's an
like,
interesting
drafting-
point
they're not
as
even
well.
drafting
I
the
mean,
best ones,
they
you know, they're
have
just doing
the
whatever.
setting potential on the Vendetta.
Oh, yeah.
You have that Numenon Blast. You have that Feathered Airstrike. You've got the damage from Pogi on that Belmont. So the potential is there. But on the opposite side, you've given up. Like you have an answer for that. You have Hoon, who can take a Numenon Blast of theirself, a Feathered Airstrike of their own, and then that Cult Altar. So which is interesting to me because we've seen Shark usually we've seen Hoon pick up that Faramis so that you had that Cult Altar plus a setting potential.
You have
from
10
Shark.
cats?
Now it's
Sheesh.
kind of reversed, where Hoon can
My God, no, I don't need any more cats.
Cult Altar,
Backline Esme or Yuzong.
for these
Shark's good. He needs to protect basic to farm more.
interesting here because,
We'll see what they do, you know. That Roth is open. I mean, Esme got banned. Ethereal's gone. Like, they are just targeting basic hard. But the problem, they're targeting basic hard, but they don't even have their own gold lane yet.
you said, there are some picks that
like,
answer.
like, what are you thinking? You know, like, what do you want to go for? And it's crazy. And I feel like this is a good thing. Like, you know, MOBA Zane normally used to get like targeted a lot. Now we're seeing basic being constantly going for.
Potential from
Like, I think they should, instead of banning
that
Yuzong, they
getting
should
taken out,
just
which is really
ban like
interesting because
Quince
it's
at this point.
he
Because
has made
I mean,
a
Patito can
resurgence
also
here
go
in
EXP.
NA
Like, I mean, you
when
have
there
Valentine
was a
can go
Faramis
EXP.
pick,
So
just because
I don't see why they would.
Smell of his room.
that hole from Yuzong.
Clint versus Carry.
He can use that black
My bet.
ready as he dives in.
You know, I actually have some behind the scene info that I can't say about Vendetta. But
and definitely
I mean, Vendetta's looking really good here, and I it's gonna come down to the first game. I always say it. The Valley's a dream team right now. Like, they're absolutely crazy, like crazy. And I'm not gonna lie. What's that?
Are we on the same page
Picked a lot
about
more
what
now
you know
because he is
about
a great
Vendetta?
answer.
Probably.
I
Probably.
think so.
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
Did you know? Did you know
which
about
I
TFB
think
as well then?
Same thing.
I don't know if I knew about TFB, but probably.
Then
I
you
feel
did.
like the one great thing
Okay.
about
Okay.
But probably. I mean, like, yeah, maybe. I actually get a lot of my information from because I have a lot of insight with TFB. I've actually been trying to become the manager or the coach of TFB.
is if
See you in Vegas? Oh, I'm definitely coming, honey. I'm definitely coming.
I feel like there's
honey.
a difficult time. Actually,
I think it'd be really cool. That's why I asked Assassin Dave. I was like, would it be a problem if I was a caster and I was kind of like a manager or a coach of a team?
Yeah, I remember.
And I think it's just gonna come years. You know, NA's growing really well, so we'll see how things go.
it's a great.
I'm actually.
The damage is obviously there.
Yeah, but look at the Fanny. Yo.
The risk reward of a Fanny pick is if you
I
lose
mean,
your blue buffs.
I mean, if you know
you're kind of
what I know
just a
about
what's the term?
TFP and
Walking
like,
Fanny, right? You're
then
just
that's
walking Fanny.
basically,
It's gonna be
you know,
difficult to get
it's-
the
Oh yeah.
it's what it is.
So you really
Yeah.
not only
I think I know what you're talking about, TFB. Yeah, and I think I know what you're talking about. Watching from the moon. How'd you even get to the moon? What chicken pick? Chicken picked Phoveus.
Right, that is going to be kind of those box.
I had to get out the way for a second. It's kind of hard to tell because Phoveus has like a weird, like the dude was hiding in the corner.
Especially in an answer for that Wan, even in the late game, just able to rain down so much damage. It's gonna be interesting to see how they go into it. We are starting off at game 1 here, though. The Vaelly taking on Vendetta to see who's moving on in the top bracket. And I know
Vendetta. I don't know. I think this is going to be a really good match. A lot of people thought it was going to be Ackerman versus the Vaelly, and it's not, you know, like a lot of people have been upset, and this is crazy. Does Fanny's cable count as dashes? Yes, they do.
I think Ackerman disbanded.
Really? Again? Dude. Well, they used to be Area 77, so.
No, I mean, not Vendetta,
up here,
Ackerman.
and at the same time,
yeah. Ackerman used to be. Did I say Vendetta? Ackerman used to be Area 77.
Wait, I saw.
there's a potential there to claw back into the grand final.
Vendetta and Ackerman, they're half.
I think a lot
area.
Almost.
Teams
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. And you know, that might be something a lot of people don't know. You know, but yes. I mean, there was a half split for him and stuff like that. But I could definitely see if Ackerman disbanded. I feel like teams need a little bit more spunk and they need to just keep it up. You know, like one loss is not gonna make it or break it. You just gotta keep practicing until next year. Yo, Lolita bonk the minion.
So that's what I want to see from Vendetta personally, because the Vaelly has coasted up to this point. Now I want to see Vendetta to actually kind of be that.
Let's see. Oh, they're going. So they didn't even go Fanny. They went Fanny side lane.
Especially as we move
Oh,
into
did they?
this
Oh my
first
God.
turtle.
What the
Both
hell?
teams kind of like, and you were saying
Okay.
the
The Vaelly, what you think Vendetta's gonna win? 2-3? Sheesh. Does have high and dry. I mean, we'll just see how it turns out. But Yuna going down for the first blood. Pogi does get the turtle though. Numenal Blast coming out.
Here comes a feathered airstrike of their own from Hoon. Is going to be able to save his player there, and just basic gets cleaned up by Yuri there. So a great pickup by there.
Like the
1-1. Both teams at an even point here right now, but that turtle.
The Layla.
You see Super Shark coming up to this.
Flick ult Farja, yeah. Which I actually forgot about the flicker Farja ult, so maybe I'll start using flicker. But I like the speed with sprint. I don't know.
Secure it for the team. You know, Basic did grab a kill. I believe that was the 1v1 fight. Took out Yuna, but then Yuri able to come and get a kill. That is going to be crucial though, because again, you want these early kills on this Fanny as much as possible to set that kind of jungle pace going Moba Zane here, because they're both actually going to be packing damage early on mid game. But again, if Yuri's able to go,
ooh, what a Numenal Blast!
Yeah, you see that Numenal Blast coming down, and pretty interesting there. Super Shark did come in with that Shadow Stampede.
Back to flicker, folks.
Might have been a miss, or just might have been not the plan you wanted, because that put Yuri in a great position for his Numenal Blast to land onto Hoon. So we need to be very careful about how we're setting up these pulls.
Flame shot for bird passive kill.
Because you don't want to be taking roams and putting them in the middle of your pack, or putting them to your most vulnerable players.
What the hell, the pool?
Hold up. I just realized too. See, this is my morning brain working here. Yuri's not even jungling, right? Like,
we've seen for Farsa,
when have we seen this with Fanny? I mean,
collector skin
also
to use
rolling
the newest retail from the
what lane is he in? He's playing.
I don't know.
Or
playing
is it better
XP?
to
Is that
use the
XP Fanny?
pound one?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's
I don't even know what the crown one is, but the Numion blast into a cult altar and a feathered airstrike. Yuri picks up a kill, but they do respond with Poggy going down. But fried chicken. No, Hoon took that kill.
A great position for
Hoon took that kill, not chicken.
You do see Yuna and Yuri able to go ahead and answer
Well,
that.
Yeah, but look at that speed. You see the speed by the Fanny though? Like the Fanny already went up into the gold lane, took the tower, helped Wanwan. You know, the early game death probably doesn't mean anything now. Already back at the tower to defend.
Maybe he's played XP Fanny before. I'm just not used to seeing it myself, right? But it allows him to pretty much roam the map as much as possible and not just have to sit there and fight, Phobius.
How slow hand you are.
Yeah, but ladies,
no, exactly.
Do have an offer for you guys. Tag a friend on Facebook or type hashtag NACT fall season.
That boy said exclamation point.
Esports or on Facebook for your chance for a unique gift code. We do see a little bit of an action happening here.
Ooh, oh no! There were so many people low. Does Yuri come in to finish Super Shark? Get in there, Yuri. You want it.
Of their own. It is 4-2 right now. Gold still tied.
Scary Vendetta. Vendetta.
On this Belmont, keeping it up even though they are starting to kind of slip a little bit behind when it comes to the kills.
If Theo had the flicker there, that would have been a perfect flicker Numenon Blast setup, and not sure if they would have been able to capitalize off that, but a couple members of the Valley were low, so it could have been a different story.
The Flex Shark.
The Valley able to come out on top of that now, still as everything's gonna kind of come into place here, simmer down until I feel like that next hurdle.
Oh my god. But it's not enough.
The damage, but unfortunately, Vendetta cannot capitalize on it.
Right? Like,
I love the play. Taking out Yuri up at that bottom second tier tower there.
Oh my god!
As well, it is 6-2, and this game starting to edge ever so.
Yo.
7-minute mark. We talked about this before. This is when the Valley likes to kind of start putting on that gas.
Another Numenon Blast, but that was actually by Hoon.
Yeah.
Picks up the kill onto Theo right now.
Yeah, the cameraman's a little crazy. He's everywhere, but it's okay. It's okay.
Of the Valley.
It's time to shine now.
Man, it just, I mean,
so many
just
good
like that in what, a couple minutes?
He doesn't even need to target, just press your
favor of the
ult
Valley,
and
like, even more.
you go.
I mean, things were pretty even, but in a matter of a couple minutes now,
like, what was that feathered airstrike?
Kills are there on the right people. Mobazane getting 2 massive kills for himself. The Fanny side lane pick, right?
The cameraman took a shot during the break. Hey, when you're in Vegas, it just, you gotta have a little bit of fun.
And you could eventually give it away to Yuri here, but how will that all play out for him? I think that's a big question. They're already
Is gonna get taken out by the duo
I know
of
basic
and
plays
Fried Chicken.
I mean, Clint was a great counter to Wanwan here.
Like a 9 or 12 seconds cooldown on that feathered airstrike as you reach into the.
But also they gave him Valentina and Faramis. I'm blown away.
Which right now the Valley is very dominant and had a little bit of trouble getting you see Fried Chicken here getting kind of with Yuri kind of zipping around him with those cables. But like you said, at the end of the game, what is Yuri going to be doing? Possibly maybe split pushing to kind of help with that as we move into the team fight.
Yeah, I don't know.
Favoring the Valley more.
Who would give a super team that combo? It's crazy.
Something that I want to see play out
even
just
CAD
hopefully
would be
mid
better
to late
than
game to see how that's really
Mercy.
used. Obviously,
Well, I mean, they went like super meta, you know, Valentina, Fairmiss, and then Paquito. I mean, that's why we started banning Paquito on rank. Like, he is just a nuisance to deal with because he just bursts so heavy.
these lanes a little bit. Now the tier 1 turrets are still
Wait, so
gonna
what
be
do you?
in the mid
So
lane.
what's
That's gonna be fine
I guess
because
besides
I mean, right now they control
what
this
else
space.
is
They have that little bit of advantage. I don't think there's gonna be any contest for this first Lord of the game. That is by
What was the last part? What's meta and ultimates?
No. So for to counter Valentina, like a roamer.
Oh.
Yeah, like for example, Troll. Troll's ultimate is not super useful for Valentina, but I think all the other roamers, their ultimates are their Troll.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you'd probably want to go like more of a support role, which then you could possibly go, yeah, like a Wrath. Because the holy baptism's very subjective, you know. Yeah, and then chat saying Edith would be an insane roam, but we just don't see that. This is a snowball for the Valley. They're absolutely, I mean, it's 11-2. Another like mid laner that would have been probably better would have been like the Julian. Like Julian's ult's pretty useless.
Out of here is maybe got to create some space between him and this Fanny.
Farja with this comp, I just don't know what they were possibly going for. Kufra would be a decent one. I mean, it's a very decent set potential. Like a Grok would have been a better room here.
Grok would be a better room for him.
Like, you don't want to be giving a team a Numeon Blast, bro. Like something that controls the whole area.
I think Brock plus maybe Julian or Brock plus
I mean, this is a situation.
Like the Fanny was a good pick because like Fanny's ult's not too useful, but again, she's just got so much.
Look what's happening with
against
Fried Chicken. You're trying to plant yourself in that lane. Push.
What was that?
Yeah.
He's just there, right? Fried Chicken is just
didn't even. They utilized it like 3 seconds before they even had flicker. They could have just waited like a couple seconds. Like patience is key here.
Look, they chose
I think the guy heard me talk about that jungle centric playstyle he likes to have.
Besides Faramix, something like Faramix, first skill you also move very fast.
7-0-3.
Dodge.
I gotta say, through Theo shields too. So I feel like at the same time, Theo hasn't actually been able to
cheeky out Grayson.
The way that they want to. The idea that they had. It's not working out for them, and slowly but surely you're looking at
Fanny versus the tower. And it was Fanny versus the tower in the bot lane.
Because
I mean, even I think
now that's a scary thing because of the game.
Her falling star one is not super useful for it.
Exactly where it needs to be on the plane. Pumping out damage, and this is the
we win. I don't know, like it's really hard to go against the Phoveus here. I mean, they just got countered so well. Phoveus countered Juan. They let up the Fairmiss and the Valentina to focus hard on basic, and basic's not even like not a key player here. The Paquito, Moba Zane's just absolutely 1v1 in everybody with that high and dry. He knows he doesn't need to be with his team, and I feel like that's like one of the biggest things that we're seeing here, you know, like when he is 1v1 against one of those lanes, he just absolutely destroys them. Like Moba Zane has to have all items now.
11 right now. Moba Zane already maxed out, so this is a 4-level gap for them, and it's no
wonder.
Oh my god, eaten alive by Yuri there. So I mean, we're talking about the use of Yuri, but still able to find those positions, still able to find those picks, especially with the Luminous Lord. So it's going to be a 4v5 as they try to push in.
They're trying to cut that lane so they don't have back lane.
Going to go through this gap here in the.
He plays more aggressive with high and dry. Yeah, I mean they do have the feathered airstrike. The Numeon Blast connects on 4 of them.
Yeah, actually, it's not too
they might have enough damage, but Chicken's going hard.
push their way in. Yuri able to pick up
Super Shark goes down.
Right now, the rest of the
I gotta say right now, Yuna's a weak link right now in that Wan, and this is what happens when you just go with, you know.
What is Yuri's use? He gets a kill on base.
Yeah, they
actually do a great job defending here. And you know, with him being close to the
I mean, the chat said like carry would have been a way better pick here, and I feel like that's you know, a decent thing. Like they have such a tanky comp that I feel like a carry. I mean, of course, we might be able to see a Wan shine into the late game. It's 15-minute mark. Every game now does play a factor, but the gold lead is huge. Yoon taking out Theo, so now they're down a tank. Poggy coming into the late game with a Balmon's not really well because they're not able to control the map. So like they're not even getting to objectives. So like these are some of the key things that are playing, you know, factors into this the turn tide.
Get into the base defenses. I think this is where Yuri's actually gonna shine, like you were just saying.
A shield on Phobius, yeah.
At this point, I'm just thinking about the Vaelly
to blast through the entire team when he runs out of
I know.
to the base.
We'll definitely find out, that's for sure.
To do that just like he has a blue.
I'm back, baby. What up, Duke?
Oh man, you do see a feather aspect coming out now.
So much domination by the Vaelly.
Right now. Yuna does take down Mobazaim, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Still 15-6 right now. We have minions crashing down at the bottom, but is this the fight that you want? Demonic Force coming and pressing in right now. We do see the comes out right now. More Demonic Force.
Oh my god.
Does land on 2 members. Shark goes down to Yuna.
Oh, I mean, that's a 3-for-1.
Yeah,
And Fried Chicken's probably going down, so now that's a 4-for-1.
Does not want that damage, gets taken down.
See, now this is where good teams would happen. Like, watch, like, so they clean up the mid lane. They actually didn't clean up the mid lane. I don't know what's going on. I guess they're just going straight to Lord, which I mean is probably a good thing here. Shark showing presence. I thought they were gonna, you know, do some lane control, but the call was made to go for the Lord, which this is what I was saying. Balmon didn't have this opportunity. Now he has the opportunity. The Numion Blast does come in. Do we see? He secures the Lord. He secures the Lord. Takes out all of the Vaelly.
Well, this is a problem for the Vaelly. That is 4 members of
Jesus
the Vaelly.
Christ. Now I don't know.
I mean, that was a gamble, an absolute gamble, and it paid off.
Luminous Lord started on its
and they got
travel
it.
at the
Now they
bottom lane,
actually
and the
have a
Vendetta
chance
right now in a great
to win. I don't know. Crazy.
And this is where the Balmon's, you know, is here. Now they're gonna be able to clear up the turrets. I don't feel like items are a huge thing at this point, but like Numion Blast, like Chicken's about to die. He's too deep into the like he's throwing, but he's thick. He's trying. I don't know what he's trying to do, but the crossbow tang on the basic, you know, really wanted it overextend it.
Both teams just make mistake after mistake after mistake.
I mean, that was 2 mistakes right there. Chicken, I mean, he was just trying to hold him back, though, I guess. I don't know. The Lord not able to break into the base, but Yuna, what were you thinking, dude?
Yeah, yep. It's crazy, you know.
Wow. That was, I mean, single-handedly, Yuri is just kind of carrying Vendetta, right? Doing a lot of the work here and buying
it's the moment
the time. I guess, again, going back to the question of what does a side lane Fanny offer your team? If you get a game like this is exactly what you can do. And a game where the Vaelly should have won this at this point. Yuri is stopping that from happening, right? And that's something that they're gonna have to work around. How do you deal with that? Look, like
they wanted to burst down
here, already getting chunked really low. And anytime you're trying to find position,
I think they might have been trying to, you know, bait out that Coulter, but I don't think that played out very well neither, you know. I mean, 100. I mean, Naisu said it best there. You know, Yuri absolutely keeping it alive, and this is what I see. I don't see enough, to be honest. There's not enough heroes in the game right now in the current meta that can do split pushing like this, and I feel like it's crucial in some of these games because, like, as you can see, a Ling would have done split pushing like this. You know, the Fanny's doing an insane job at split pushing. A backdoor is always an option. We've seen it happen before. So I mean, we just don't see it enough, and we just gotta wait for it. The Numion blast bait.
Well, you put pressure on Poggy. You try to keep. You try to zone him out.
They don't want to fight. The Vaelly's not trying to fight here. Yuri going for the blue buff. I feel like that's a good give up. Now Yuri's carrying the team. You got to give that buff. Great decision factor. And
actually same situation.
And
Vendetta was struggling. Yuna didn't.
Yuna does have a decent amount of assists, you know, but I don't think they have the kill power just yet. Even at this time, you know, just picked up the malicious roar. So now gonna have the penetration, but can they get in here? The Cold Altar is gonna be a big problem. Still, ooh, and the Numion blast coming into the back line. The Vaelly being zoned out, but they're still pushing hard. Are they going to try to reset the Lord? But look, Yuri, I told you the back door is a huge viability here.
Yep.
Can they get in? The Retry, he doesn't get it.
Retry gone. Oh my god. It's the Lord.
Basic is in the back.
They only have two members left. They do get the Lord, but it cost them 3 of their members. Not only that, but they were able to do it while you're.
Ooh, the Fanny almost checked that bush.
Almost got basic.
Oh, basic probably took a. My boy was sweating right there. The drips were coming down.
Does the Vaelly have enough to close this game out?
I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, the lanes are being pushed. The super minions come in, but
they were able to grab the Lord there. But I think
it's just delaying the game.
But they only have 3 people.
Especially the fact that the Lord's just going to be taken care of before, you know.
I don't think
they definitely can't close it here.
At that point,
yeah, I don't think they can.
You know, what does the Lord even mean for them? The best thing that it could do is get that last turret in Vendetta's base. But still,
yeah, it's not a lot of value.
I mean, you have to. Let's say they were all up. I still think they would have a difficult time actually ending the game, just because, like we were talking about, Yuri, you know, in a base defense is almost unleash energy and can just wait for the moments to really steal cable in. So they probably will lose this turret here as they go in.
Yeah,
Fried Chicken is just going in like non-stop. The bases kind of getting pushed.
But they accomplish their mission there. There are no
Wait, what is
left
Yuri
on
playing?
Vendetta. Still 2 inhibitors left for the Vaelly.
Yuri.
So I mean,
Side lane.
Yeah, Fanny right.
They are playing.
Yeah, Fanny side lane absolutely showing insane. Yeah, Chicken's just making some weird decisions. Like, I haven't seen him once dive into that back line and absolutely clap someone. So him making that decision twice, that's like, that's shame on you at this point, man. Why are you just diving into full 5-man comps like this?
That wall with your entire team. So I mean, they're still in a good position here.
Now, if Yuna doesn't, there's just people are making so many mistakes here, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's an understatement. Right?
He did once in the tower. I mean, you possibly could get there. They're trying to stop down and get Yuri here. Ooh, look at that cutoff by Mobazane trying to get the cutoff on the escape.
Got that, but it all comes down to how do they position for this Lord? At the same time, it's a great thing that the Vaelly has all.
He flame shot 4 people, so he thinks he's immortal.
And possibly put pressure on the side lane.
It is kind of a fair trade. I don't remember that play, but if it did happen, GG's.
At the same time, because Yuri is so mobile, I feel like they're
are you talking about that top turret up there? I guess, yeah. I mean, he knows he's going to be back in time for the next Lord, so.
I think this Lord is game. Whomever, get this Lord.
Oh, yeah.
It's game.
You can see that they're just baiting it out. They really want the split. And again, that's why Phoveus is such a tough pick here right now, is that, like, he's like pushing the lanes, they're sinking the lanes. They want a lot of that lane pressure to be able to get into the Lord. So it's just a wait and bait right now. Mobazane is kind of baiting the Lord. What up, Karas? Lord is definitely make it or break it here. But I mean, if I know, I mean, it's coming down to clutch plays, but the problem is that, you know, Vendetta, like their towers are all cracked. Phoveus
is trying to chase out Fanny. Meanwhile, Mobazane trying to bait out his Lord.
The problem is that they don't have Balmon. Like they're just gonna have this Lord uncontested probably. I mean, the whole team's there. Ah. I mean, they gotta wipe them at this point to get a win. They gotta make him make this Lord not count. Boone in a bad position in here too. Oh, it was.
Wow.
Oh, it wasn't.
Oh my
God. Are they just gonna end it? I don't know if they can though. The bases are getting pushed pretty hard. Farsha goes back. Gonna be the sole survivor to defend the base. The whole team has immortalities. Super Shark does not have the core altar. Mobazane does have his ult though, so maybe Shark is gonna sacrifice his life to hold the push. But is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. I think Vendetta has this first game here. Nah. Wow, yo, Vendetta the Simpsons?
Going to Vendetta over the Valley.
Woo!
Wow.
And on the shoulders or on the cables of Yuri. And you know, going back to the question.
Yo.
What does a side lane Fanny offer? What is
right here, a dub.
And now I ate my words. I eat my words because that's exactly what it does. And it's
Vendetta in the chat.
If I recall, according
drop of it, what's a Vendetta look like?
So
Cardi screaming right now.
You have to be considerate of, right? You have to be weary of that playing against Vendetta. Now they're up 1-0 already in this first best of 5.
Could this be the NACT of upsets?
What doesn't Fanny offer? Apparently, I mean, it just, I mean,
this is why I banned Fanny. Not even a jungle Fanny. This is a side lane Fanny.
I mean, honestly, just the ability to kind of to pick off basic, to pick off Hoon as well. Not only that, but
the black horse in the night
to have a great defense at the base.
Vendetta shining, like look at even the damage difference. The tower, I don't understand the towers because they both. I think there was 2 towers left actually. They just went to the end there. I feel like this all came down to chicken, you know, just making a lot of those mistakes. I'm not gonna lie, you know.
Yeah, I think here so right now, Yuri, of course, like he's I think he's too confident, you know. He thinks that he can push into the back line, and then he just get like counter attack
draft by them here to kind of counter this.
Everybody's changing their votes. The Vendetta 3, the Vaelly 1.
Hiccup. You can see from this replay here, a great Numenon Blast landed, which does take out Theo. And those
I mean, you gotta just contribute it to Yuri, you know. And I mean, the executions by the team, like at that point, like they secured the Lord. They didn't even want the Lord, but they did the split. They forced all of them to you know, like go for the Lord, and then they just had better in-game team fight because Yuri was just fed, man, and no one could get away. Every time someone was low HP trying to get away, Yuri was just coming in there and absolutely slaying them, just teleporting back to the base and then getting in there.
Just a matter of time.
Path to power.
Vendetta able to pick up a Lord of their own without worrying about the Valley having that Luminous Lord on their side. Just an amazing game played by them.
Like we saw there in the highlights, Theo had a very rough game. I mean, he was 0-4, but at like 12 minutes or whichever that was, that the Vaelly was like pushing into the base. It was Theo with the Numeron Blast that actually allowed that base defense to happen.
It's trust.
And then just
Who thinks is rank?
that pivot point for them.
Don't lose hope, chat. Whoever you guys are rooting for might win.
You gotta remember that base assault was like 12, 13 minutes in. It could have very well ended there, but even though Theo was 0-4, he was getting punished the majority of the game. It was that one Numeron Blast that really turned the tides for them, set things up for them, and allowed things to happen. Because again, you saw too later on the highlights, they weren't even worried about Yuna, because Yuna was kind of just free hitting, like whatever. All we needed was the hits off. But it was Yuri that they were so worried about, because how do you catch Yuri? Even if you get a couple shots off, you get a couple hits off, Yuri would go half health.
Team Blacklist celebrating right now.
It was so hard to actually
I heard everybody in the chat said Cardi's going crazy right now.
For the Vaelly, especially when they had such an early game dominant factor to them. Again, this is kind of the downside of...
Let's go look at...
the downside that I see when a Faramis and a Valentina are picked together. I think there probably could have been better options. It could also just come down to they didn't have an answer for Yuri on this Fanny. It's probably something that they weren't really expecting to pop up, and that's why it was saved for last pick. I mean, it's not even something that I was expecting to see when Fanny popped up here. So there's some things that can be changed here. We are going to be jumping into the draft for game 2. I can't wait to see how these teams kind of adjust from here, because still, if you go back to game 1,
Cardi's not even live streaming, huh?
Early on. But Vendetta, because of the resilience,
then how do people know that he was
turtle up in base? Some amazing things fell into place for them, and they flipped that game around to take game 1.
Yeah, you said it before too. You had commented on it that the Vaelly has a great.
Oh, he streamed 2 hours ago.
And compositions that they can go with.
I guess he got off to watch this.
Be able to match them and go outside of that and be very flexible to the dimensions that they can.
Yeah, I seen.
That's exactly what they did. They had a very flexible outside pick that
watching disappointed.
That made us believers in this side lane, this XP lane Fanny. So I mean, a great a first game, kind of setting the tone for Vendetta, letting the Vaelly know that they have plans. They have just their compositions, their hero pools. What they can put out there isn't just confined to what we usually see.
Don't you worry, the Cardi cult wake wall. Ban Fanny. They did ban Fanny.
The side of the Vaelly gonna go ahead.
Lilia. They banned the Valentina this time. Banned out the Melissa, which means that they want to probably first pick a marksman here.
It was a great first game, but yeah, they don't want to.
and this is and we'll see how this game turns out, right? This is what I was saying. It comes down to like teams have to have multiple comps, you know, like the Fanny side lane was a great comp here, you know, but you can't rely on one sole comp to make it or break it, right?
Something in mind.
So that's the biggest thing, you know.
We talked about.
You want to see Zane on Natalia? Does he Natalia on his streams?
And
Masha good. We might see a Masha.
And gonna ban that out. But the first game they already had something in mind, which is just amazing to me, and it's this is what I wanted to see. The Vaelly getting pushed back to their limits, and definitely gonna have to take this game. To you're gonna have to put 110%. This is not gonna be a slouch match for the Vaelly.
Yeah. Where's Randall? I don't know where Randall's at. He's out there chilling.
Ban out the Faramis just to, you know, even that. I like to say even that playing field. So Valentina, Faramis both are not going to be there. I think also Vendetta just
pick up the Balmon again.
Valentina, because they don't want to. That's something that every team has to.
I mean, I feel like the Balmon wasn't even like a huge play here, but they left open the Claude. I told you they were gonna first pick an MM here. I already felt it. To be honest, I felt like maybe the Vaelly should have left open the Faramis to force them to not first pick the marksman, and then maybe the Vaelly could have picked up a Claude instead.
But I still feel like Vendetta probably has something up their sleeve that isn't just that side lane Fanny that they could go with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they move into,
because basic on Claude would have been insane, right? You know, like force the Faramis pick. If you don't, if you don't force it, they don't pick it, they pick Claude instead. You can then pick Fairness, you know.
Sloppy, but there was a fight where they lost.
So interesting go here, you know, like interesting take. You can there's a couple things you can do to force teams into something, but maybe the Vaelly has something up their hands.
Which kind of
Brody easy.
They got with the Vendetta able to pick up 4 kills and then kind of push.
They picked up Claude though.
Being the Valley's game to kind of throw and lose there.
I was talking about this game. Did they ban Claude last game?
Very dominant position. We were sitting.
See, we see that Fanny ban. Look, the Fanny ban.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Opening for it.
I mean, they don't want that again.
With the bans up, Fried Chicken good. Oh, and that's another thing too. You to mention it. Paquito, kind of flexible. Does kind of look like it's going to be going on to Fried Chicken. Hoon's going to go ahead, pick up this Farja. So they've got that range. They've also got that melee distance damage, which is going to mean that no matter where you are in the map during these engagements, you're going to have damage coming at you.
Yeah, and I think that's going to work out for them. I want to see what this third pick is before I round out that thought. But so far for Vendetta, I mean, they also pick up the Yuzhong, right? Which is a great choice. We were just talking about it in the previous
my boy said better chat here. There is really good chat here. Oh, I thought you meant last game. No, this game. Like I felt like they should have you know, left the Fairness open to force the first pick, right? Force them to pick Fairness, and then now you yourself you could have picked up Claude. So interesting. But they do third pick. I do like this. I mean, this is an interesting play, right? They picked Atlas. They now banned Diggy.
And he's finally going to get to play.
What did you pick? What's the hero?
Yuzhong.
Literally a
Yep, so they picked the El Drago. No giveaway today. I'm kind of waiting for the next set of skins to come out so I could possibly get you guys a really big set of skins. We'll see. But I don't have any giveaways right now for the final or the semifinals.
Oh man.
Doesn't matter who's playing it, right? If you're struggling to find the fatal links,
actually our little boss
and follow up is
just
not there for the team,
like,
then that's
oh my god, Vendetta
we're talking about the Vaelly.
Okay.
I want to say
Vin got a coach. Nick, I don't know if you know. I know you probably don't know actually. But if you do know, I mean, you might because of TFB or someone else, but Vendetta, I mean, they have like a, you know, someone hiding in the night that you wouldn't know about.
Because that's what Yuzhong brings. Yuzhong plus a Claude. Anytime you think of a blazing
give away a Bugatti. I wish I had my own Bugatti.
Panic. You know, they're like, oh, disperse. You know, run away. Everything else. So I don't think
Vendetta has a coach though.
Worry about, but at the same time, this will really depend on what these last two picks for both teams are. Because
I mean, they might have a coach.
I'm really liking the fact that there is an Atlas on the table for the Vaelly, but I've seen it struggle time after time after time, and even some of the teams here in the Philippines, right, where it just looks like they're trying to force moments, force fatal links, because that's literally what you're trying to do. So last bands are gonna be out here for the second phase. That Diggy does come out. The counter.
Chicken definitely didn't do that good.
Show. And the last two bands from Vendetta are aimed at the XP lane, right? No Esmeralda, no Uranus.
Oh, what? I mean, the person in their VC is Jane. It's one of the moderators for the NACT. Jane's in Vendetta's chat. So Secure is in the Vaelly's chat. So I think there's probably just moderating. They're just moderating. No, that's Zane. Zane. It's Jane. That's a moderator for the Discord. They're the people that make sure that check all the devices. They make sure the games are played correctly. They get a lot of the information, and they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So
if you don't have Yuri, as soon as that Fatal Links comes out, you're going to have to worry about these two diving into your back lane, taking out that Farja, taking out whoever you have in them, taking out Basic.
Basic did go Brody.
And it's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, they are. They are on the mods. Yeah.
finding or capitalizing on maybe people out of position, especially when it comes. It's going to need to be a very careful game played by Yuna, played by Shiki, on some of these characters.
It's a good moderation tip. So if you've seen like 8 people in the VC or something like that, then that might be a coach. I know we did see something like that with Ackerman.
Pogi showing his face out there like, hey, go ahead. Fatal links me because I already have my back line ready to kind of dive into the back of yours.
Moba Zane does not go Akai. He goes Carry or Karina. My bad.
Karina, Theo on the Grok. Some great and strong picks. We have seen Zane on this Karina. Maybe not as much this season.
There are a lot of wombo combos
or through
Alice.
this tournament as much, but I do know he likes to play it. He's very comfortable on it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they can.
Yuri, so players have to go live to verify their devices and stuff that they're actually playing.
It's funny that you say that, because I just, for some reason, I remember, I don't know if his opinion has changed, but
sometimes people got to do that.
I hate Karina. I hate Tank Karina. Like, I hate that meta. I hate playing it. This is, you know, the previous meta before, you know, where we are now. So maybe he's grown a liking to the Karina pick. But at the end of the day, we'll see how it all plays out.
Carry, nice.
Team compositions. We know exactly how they need to play around that. And at the end of the day, my biggest question is this Brody pick from Basic. How will that play out for them? But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Land of Vendetta.
I got like a bump right here and it itches. I think a mosquito might bit me in my face.
Yeah.
Like right, it's like right on my eyebrow. Like a mofo like nosedived my face.
Out. Have they found and are going to sharpen up game here? I mean, both all over. You can already see.
Got me good.
Everybody showing themselves, not even wanting to give up this Litho Wanderer right now, and it is going to be picked up by Moba Zane, who's going to go ahead and retreat back to go ahead and try to get up this far. But I mean,
no, it's definitely not like not on my eyebrow.
Pressure onto this gold lane. They're gonna go ahead and
it doesn't hurt, it itches.
Do their own thing here. Kind of
acne hurts.
These teams have faith in their marksmen to kind of get farmed up and their anti-gank potential.
I have a decent facial routine.
This first minute.
Facial routine? Tell me about it.
You gotta have some good facial routines, man. You know, I got like, you know, I got beard oil. I got this like sea salt that gives me, you know,
exactly what
you know, gets rid of the dirt in my pores, you know. And then, you know, and then I have like I don't know what it is, but there's like this app. I don't know what it is, but like I went to the.
That sounds promising. I don't know what it is, but
giving the kill to Yuna. And also,
wait, but isn't that just like you have the
Basic does get a little bit
you
extra
clean
gold.
your face? That's
Also
basically
here,
the same
looks
thing.
like
You know, you
Vendetta
just put
wanted to
like
make a play
sea
on the
salt,
bottom
but that's
side, there's the
basically
turtle.
the same.
Ooh.
Same
Okay.
effect as
I mean, oh man, another fight here. I made it. Down comes the feather airstrike.
Maybe I bumped my eye.
Come down, Shiki's fine there.
I might have to. I do have some aftershave. I don't know if I have Vaseline. That's a.
For the Valley.
I don't know about that. I don't think I've ever used Vaseline. Jesus.
The rest of the team trying to zone them out. The flicker comes out too. They can't get the kill on Shiki at all.
Vendetta is
the turtle secured as well for Vendetta.
What a dominating lead right now. Yuna is going to go ahead and use that. It is going to be a little bit trouble. Basically,
yo.
Going to be able to capitalize. You see that flicker coming out from
as
Yuna.
like facial
I mean, just a dominating game
here.
3-1.
I think so, yeah.
Starting to edge away.
Yeah.
Only about a 5.
I really like it because it has like a rough texture, you know, so like it really digs into my face.
I know what you mean. I used to use a similar thing, but it's not
these objectives, especially with the Belmont on
their
side.
I get it.
Yeah.
There's these early
there's this application that I have that I can scan like I can scan like products and it tells me how like how good they are for you. They rate it out of like 100. I forgot the name of the app, but
somebody engages, the entire team needs to.
I found something that was like straight 100 and I use it too. I mix between the two.
Like you're not going to come in here with some lackadaisical engagements on us.
Damn.
I mean, they're putting pressure on all points right now, trying to do their best, even here on the buffs of Zane, you know, forcing him back to give it up. Most likely going to lose this as he has to go back to the base, heal back up. You know, Fried is there, but there's 4 members of.
Oh my God, Chicken is whiffing it, bro. Chicken is whiffing it. What is up with Chicken?
So that is going to be punishment on the bottom side. Not only that, but they took the blue buff from Zane.
The Vendetta goes up 6% after winning game 1. The stonks are up, chat. The stonks are up. Vendetta.
Team Vendetta, they have the predictions. Team Vendetta, the viewers are the tiny little bit, 6% up in the predictions right now after winning the first
Oh my God. Shark just got. Ooh.
Get out of there. Just
the stonks. They're going up.
Again, this is going to come down to a turtle fight. Poggy has his buff. He's ready to go. Also has the retribution here. They're in a better position to actually just go ahead and take this turtle unless Mobazane can do something about it. Wild Charge does come out. Of course, it's going to be Poggy securing it with a lethal counter. That retribution combination. That's hard to beat, honestly. Even if you're someone like Mobazane, it's a tough thing to...
Oh my God!
Hands of Shiki, and that's another kill for Vendetta.
The bandwagons. The 6% bandwagons. Look at that prediction by the Chicken coming up there.
Is going to go ahead and disengage there. Mobazane not going to be able to find anything there. But like we saw it a little bit last game. Shark, I feel like they have a great answer for Shark. They are really punishing him for his aggression on these roams.
He is going tank arena though. He said he does not like going tank arena. And I know that for a fact, right?
This is such a play style switch up from Yuri, by the way. Like to go from side lane Fanny to playing Yu Zhang, it's like night and day, right? But he's still doing an amazing job on the Yu Zhang, also flexing the newest skin, by the way, the Exorcist skin. They look amazing. But at the same time, I mean, the same can be said for Theo, man. Like, Theo is having a much better game here. He's finding those wild charges that he needs here in the mid lane.
Oh!
Gets the knock up here. Zane taking quite a bit of damage. Poggy looking for the kill. Feathered airstrike's going to come down.
Oh!
There's the lethal counter. Enhanced chains come out.
Replace Chicken with Cowsep. Different animal.
Survive and kill after kill. Vendetta widens that gold gap.
Oh my God, bro.
I feel like there's a little bit of a lag when it comes to the synergy, but they are going to go ahead and push in, and here comes a Black Dragon out.
Look at this full zone to push in this mid.
I mean, that's the threat. Like I said, anytime you see Black Dragon, man, you're just like, run. Hey,
they respond with taking 2 towers of their own, though. Like, that was a great response.
Like, it's the same effect with the Fanny. When you saw the Fanny, it was
like that was an insane response, like that now gives a little bit of gap. Chicken coming in, making up for a lot of the misplays that he has done, being able to take him down. Mobazane does secure the turtle. This is the macro plays that are turning the tide.
The woods here, Super Shark looking to cut them off, can't get it off, still holding on to the fatal links for now, but a turtle is going to be secured. This is minor steps in the right direction for the Valley.
Minor step into the right direction.
And I was just going to say, like, there was a little bit of a hesitation from the Shark.
I mean, I felt like that was major steps, like now, like, look, the gold lead is now, like, look, I mean, it's 21-21 now. Yeah. Like that was an insane play by both the XP and the lane. Might have been a bad play that they fully focused so hard on mid lane, but Yuna is making up for it, is taking one of the side lanes. Now we're looking at Vendetta going to
putting on
doing a lot of stuff. A Kyle to the top.
Is tanky enough to kind of resist
Garsu. Garsu
there as well, seeing that it was Poggy there.
I mean, we are now seeing Vendetta not they're not being as aggressive as they were, but I lied. The Petrify comes in on a basic. Do they take him out? Mobazane taking out Yuri, though. Mobazane really wants to get the kill. He's still going for it. He's 1 HP. He does get the kill here off camera. Chicken does take down Yuna. Now it's a 3 for 2.
make it 3 down for Vendetta. It's a 3-for-2 trade. Quite messy, but still, that's exactly what the Vaelly needed to crawl back into this game as they transition to the mid game.
I don't know if they're crawling, man. They're fucking steamrolling back into the game.
They gotta fight for space. They gotta shut some things down.
Yuna's emblem is support.
Properly set up for that first Lord game. They're gonna have to deal with Poggy 4-0-2. With that lethal counter retribution combination.
Ooh, the fatal links possibly onto Poggy and the feathered airstrike, dude. That was literally almost every single ultimate
timing before the first Lord
utilized onto Poggy there.
The difference between that engagement and the rest is that
and now there's 20 seconds. The Lord, like now, I mean, this is a turnaround. The Vaelly gets the Lord, and that's huge.
Late fatal links by Shark. So as soon as they have the proper setups here, but they are now starting to clash at this Lord.
Ah, they're pushed back though. Mobazane goes, he gets the Lord though.
Grab it with that retribution, gonna be able to secure it. Yuri grabs a kill on who?
Oh, Chicken now making up for some of the mistakes, but does go down. So it's 2 for 1. They really want the play here. Super Shark's really low. Do they have enough damage here? Basic goes down. Super Shark goes down. This is the problem of the Vaelly. They get the Lords, but they don't know how to back out. Now the Lord's worthless.
Yeah, you get the Lord. You could have disengaged, especially Zayn. He had to disengage. He didn't have the health on his side, but the Vaelly, the rest of them decide to engage anyway. A fatal links pulled in, which kind of meant the end for Basic there, as the fatal links pulled the rest of the team in there and forced them onto Basic, who couldn't escape from them. So I mean, it's just an interesting play by the Vaelly here.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, dude, Basic's 1, 2, and 4. Basic does not have the power right now. He is very underfed and underfarmed, to be honest. Chicken waiting on a squishy pick there. Shark wanted to go in but decided not to.
The interaction between Theo and Shiki, right? Sometimes it's Theo starting with the wild charges. Sometimes he's actually helping disengage, and they kind of just exchange. Either it's Shiki doing, that vice versa. So it's working out for them. Vendetta's doing a great job at playing around that. Now, still,
Yuna just picked up
really to be
fuck, I always forget his name. It's not Winchant.
Decisions, right? The micro versus macro here. And Vendetta is doing a great job in a lot of those skirmishes, a lot of those team fights where they're coming out on top. But the same thing can happen for the Vaelly.
Yo, is Naisu doing pay-by-pay and analysis?
That I've seen so far from the Vaelly is the
oh man.
To do here. There's another
can Yuri get out? Yuri does.
Just fine.
While the top lane's getting poked, Chicken now going down as well.
He can, but he finally goes down. Plus
Shark coming in though. Might be Theo coming into the back. I think Theo just needs to leave him. I don't think he has enough pressure. Balmont pushing the mid lane, so they're kinda, dude, I think Chicken's whiffing a decent amount here, like I like Chicken and all, but like he's struggling. I don't know what's going on. He could be having a me moment, when I was struggling the other night. I'm like, yo, bro, why am I a chocolate factory all of a sudden?
Of engagements where it's kind of questionable fatal links coming out.
Dude, I mean, I was like, I don't understand why I'm chocolate factorying so hard. But I feel like Chicken, he's making a lot of mistakes.
He's having
is about 2 seconds away from coming up here.
Ooh, buddy, might get Yuri. Yuri, get out of there. What do you do? Maybe it's the play. Does Shiki come in to help him? They really want to kill Chicken. Oh my god, Yuri is a god. What a bait. Now they're 1 down.
Nice hold on the trigger there from Yuri. So this is going to be a numbers advantage. Yuri's still on the bottom side. Might be looking
come. Yo, outplayed.
For the moment for the Vaelly to start up. Yuri still pushing the lane in, looking to focus on that inhibitor turret if he can. Here comes Shark.
Ooh, they do get the Lord, and Mobazane's going down. See, this is how you utilize a Lord, chat.
for the Valley, and once again,
the lanes are all synced, bro.
They give up the Lord. They almost lose that bottom side turret. This is going to be a hard defense for them as we see Vendetta now knocking on the door of the
This
Valley's
looks like
base.
a 2-0.
I feel like I don't think the Valley's gonna die here, but I do believe that they're gonna crack into the base and might take a lot of the towers and then maybe coming into another Lord play. But let's see how Vendetta does this. Vendetta might be.
I think they'll definitely
that's the
pack
story
into the
of
base.
this game.
I mean, the bottom pivot is one tap.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's, and the Lord's coming for it, and it's a Luminous Lord. The set, no, I actually, it is a Luminous Lord, but I think one of the Lords are maybe off. I don't know. Mobazane trying to tank it, dude. He got it too close to the tower. Luminous Lord. I'm not sure who. I think oh, the wall charge. I don't think Mobazane can make it out of here. The lethal counter connects. They take out Mobazane, but the fatal links come out. We're seeing Yuri putting a lot of damage. The blazing duets also putting damage. They might end it here. They might make me eat my words here, chat. We gotta zoom out happen. They're not though. They're not. They defend it. They defend it very good. I don't think they have super minions.
Dude, it's how
there's just not enough from the Valley right now.
Not making like red game mistakes. I mean, like
no.
You know, like in red game where you just push without minions and then you die one after the other after. You know what? You know what I'm talking about?
Vendetta.
One inhibitor.
No, it's Vendetta.
Vendetta. No, I'm practicing my T-Rex.
Oh, they are not.
No.
But anyways.
These sets
But anyways,
with that Atlas, not able to find the openings to who they want, and this is even a problem with getting.
I mean, that's what I was saying. I mean, they got the gold lead, they got the pressure, they got the control. You know, yeah, like you said, they got the towers. If they need to escape, they can. That's why I said I think they're gonna defend it enough. If they got a couple more kills on that initial push, we might have seen something different. But they didn't. This full zone out, they're not controlling lanes as much, so we are seeing Chicken do a little bit of a split play. He's thinking about it, but he's not. Like, you've seen the hesitation by Chicken. I feel like Chicken's losing his confidence right now. But he's doing the split push, but I think it might be just a little bit too late. He should have just immediately went for it.
Yuna even has a way to get out of it. Not only the BMI, but also
we're not hating on Chicken. I'm stating the facts of what's going on. You know, it's never any hate against any player, you know.
And this is exactly what I was talking about in the draft, right? So at this point, you kind of have to just shock and awe. You have to find that surprise factor with your fatal links. And how do you
look?
Do that,
they don't. Oh, they do find Shiki. Maybe. Can they contest it? They need to. Oh, the fatal links comes out. They do the fatal links to stop Bobon.
It's going to be secured here by the Valley, and now everybody.
It is criticism. It is criticism. This is best of 5. See, now the Valley is doing good. They didn't make any mistakes on the Lord push. That was a great play by Super Shark to hit the fatal links to pull the Balmon out of there. And now everyone's available. This is the time that the Valley can do it. I was suspecting Vendetta to definitely take the Lord and maybe end it, but they didn't. Good plays by the Valley. Finally, not a wasted Lord, possibly, but oh my god! The damage! The fatal links, can they turn this around? The damage is coming out by the Valley. They do take down Theo. We do see Yuri trying to dive in. They weren't able to get a kill. Almost though. Almost.
As they lost Theo. So now it's Vendetta with their backs against the wall here as the Valley is trying to capitalize on this Lord push. Gonna grab the tier 2 turret. Now it's their turn to look at the base of Vendetta as we see them trying to defend here. Shiki there. Feathered airstrike gonna come down, trying to zone them out as much as possible. Lord finally goes down.
Oh my god, basic. Yo. That micro play.
The gold lead, itemization and all, is quite even here, Private.
Basic is sweating.
Even in holding Vaelly down to just one turret there, where any other team probably would have lost.
I can't imagine how hard
inhibitors. A great job to kind of hold even a disadvantage to the most minimal advantage as possible there. Mobazane does put a lot of damage onto Theo there. It's just it's anybody's game. You were saying it's basically 50-50. Everything is even here, and it's just coming down to these engages.
Yeah, I mean, it's whoever gets that set up first, right? And
I mean, Basic hit that micro play there to be able to get the torn apart memories off, and then a flicker out. But Chicken zoned out again. I don't think he's making it out.
Not for long, because
I mean, that 34 seconds on the Lord could be a possible problem for him, especially if Mobazane gets, you know, upset right here. The whole team's there locking in Mobazane. He does flick around to get the sprint out.
20 seconds.
I think Chicken is definitely
Chicken might be a little bit late to the party, but he's definitely going to make it to the
Chicken's going through a midlife crisis.
Let's see if they give the ghost
a MOBA midlife crisis.
With the wild charge.
Mobazane zoned out once again. Can he live? He tries to get it, the feathered airstrike, the fatal links, and Basic able to get the kill. I don't think he knows whom that did get the kill on Shiki. They have to back off. They should have went for the Lord instead of trying to go for Mobazane. Super Shark.
This is Vendetta right now.
They shouldn't have pushed like after he got out of that. Like that was the point, but we might. They need to keep zoning out Super Shark because it is the problem against Balmon. I don't think they have enough CC. I think he has the Lord with no problem. No! He lost it to Mobazane!
The Lord for the game, and now the
but can someone backdoor? Nah, Yuri is getting pushed hard here. I think Vendetta is losing it right now.
There you go, 2 fall for Vendetta.
Mobazane not getting gapped there with a rep tree.
Yeah.
Is the Vaelly here, but
how? See, that's what I'm saying. They gotta keep Shark out of that crescent moon of the Lord, because if they don't, like Balmon, they know how to single target someone, and the Balmon just got clapped.
Here comes
the feathered airstrike starting to do huge amounts of damage. Theo doesn't make it out because torn apart memories comes. I think this is it. The Lord, half HP coming in. Fatal links connects. They are, oh my god, look at Basic's damage.
Been waiting for the moment, and that helps them take the game here as they take game number 2, evening out 1-1.
I gotta give it up to Shark that game, man.
It's amazing that
Shark literally kept Balmon from getting the Lord multiple times, but it also came down to Mobazane hitting the retries on time and getting it, you know?
The Vaelly ready for that fatal links and able to clean them
I'm behind
so quickly.
Here, let me speed it up now that we're out of the game.
This is what I expected from these two teams, from Vendetta, from the Vaelly. I mean, you can't even say that the Vaelly like dominated. It was neck and neck until those like final 50 seconds. Mobazane coming in and being able to kind of his top tier.
I'm pretty far behind, huh?
I mean, that's amazing. That speaks for the skill of Mobazane, especially when he's focused on that. Man, an amazing game there, and bravo to the Vaelly. First victory for them. I get to 1-1.
Okay, we're live now.
There was clearly
I saw we've been live.
Issues there.
Are we not?
Oh no, we've been live. I just meant I sped up my game to be able to see what was going down.
And at the same time, I gotta say,
Private talking fast. That's something you don't get to see a lot, huh? Private and double speed.
Especially at the end, right? At the end,
sounding like a little chipmunk. He's a chipmunk potato now. Eminem 2.0.
We're gonna possibly see it in the highlights later on, where he actually
Chicken trolling, Shark trolling. I mean, Shark actually pulled through there. Zane was definitely feeling meh. Chicken was feeling meh. You know, in the end though, they got the dub, and that's all that matters.
Bro, yeah, like yesterday when I was at the Apple store buying Apple Watch, like the salesperson and I had this conversation about May and basic. So basically, May it means basic right now. So, and I was was thinking basic. You know, his name is you know, definitely he's not basic.
Just a dominating a game.
Yeah.
Not even dominating.
He's not. I mean, he is basic. It's meh. He's being basic.
Still able to maintain that composure.
He's being a little basic. He pulled through at the end there. Definitely pulled through at the end there. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the torn apart memories were coming off. Key plays like Shark setting like full sets. You know, Shark made some mistakes into the early game, and they're gonna have to, you know, fine tune those mistakes. But basic came through at the end there. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
That 18 minutes, you know that Lord's powerful. You need to have.
I don't know if I'd give him the MVP though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like Shark definitely he won, kept Balmon from getting the Lord 2 times in crucial moments. Basic did get some kills, but I believe that Lord takes are more situational and require more skill versus like just clicking the button, hitting a lineup, and then using your torn apart memories, right? You know, definitely Shark's zoning out of the Lord definitely won the game, which I feel like the moments that make the game, you win the game, is where you should get the MVP.
Which was across from you. It really limits that.
You said Chicken was at the dentist. He may be high. Oh, that's a oof moment.
Kind of zoning out. Not only that, but Shiki with enhanced chains. That's kind of what we saw. But at one point, Basic was able to actually get some of these early kills. I think he got a double at some point, and he got maybe a shutdown, got a ton of gold. And then,
but you know, like Bowman lost Retri. That's tough. That's rough.
Is later on,
it was
your damage is remarkable, right? If you can really get those, this is where he gets.
Shark does always try to make the game interesting for sure.
A lot of the times, yeah, the positioning, he would get knocked up by the enhanced chains or zoned out, but it just ended up working out for them when he got those early kills, able to secure some items, and then slowly but surely, they were able to get that advantage. But still, I mean, a lot of this, the way that I see it, is a lot of this happened because of Shark, and that's why I feel like that final moment, when he got that 3-man fatal, like,
yes,
you know, even if technically the game was
Naisu is speaking truth right now.
Good for him.
What is he saying?
Like,
he's talking about like Shark's fatal links and getting those 3 people at the end of the base, and he was even talking about like how he was zoning out, you know, like what can you do with 4,300 flex coins? You can enter into 4 giveaways.
But
or 4 times in giveaways, roughly. If you guys have any suggestions or anything you want me to like put into the shop for flex coins, let me know, man. Let me know.
Approach this one, because honestly, like we mentioned, Private, that game 2 was pretty neck and neck for the most part.
What's interesting to me is some of the strengths I thought from the Vaelly are kind of being countered here. As Shark, who I've thought has been like probably one of the top roams in North America, always finds openings, always finds that ability and those sets. Kind of maybe not as comfortable on the Atlas. And probably something that was scouted out. The XP laner, Fried Chicken, has been a dominating position for the Vaelly. It's been one of those things that they've not had to worry about. They never have to worry about Fried Chicken because his lane is always good. Even when Mobazane comes up there to gank, the synergy between them is just so good that it's just never been a worry. And what I've seen in these last few games is that that Vendetta hasn't answered.
I feel like someone's playing a piano in the background.
Shark out of his comfort zone. They've been able to have those picks that close down and find.
I like the music now in the NACT. The early games of the NACT, I was a little like, hey, you know,
losing the laning phase. But as we move into these teams,
Fanny first ban. I mean, they have to. I mean, they know.
Some of these
they got show out of here.
A little bit more loose and lackadaisical.
Do they still go for the Balmon by Vendetta?
They're really taking advantage of that, and it's, man, what more could you ask for from the top bracket in this series? Man? It's just, these are such close.
Private playing the piano, he might be. That dude's wearing a full-on suit.
Show from both teams so far, and it's only 1-1.
Yeah, like I said,
early games in the NACT was watching Zelda on steroids. I felt like I was in an RPG adventure. I'm not gonna lie. Now I feel like like, you know, I'm at an opera, you know, I'm waiting on private to hit that high note on me.
People just find XP kind of like in its own world. It's some people don't think it's, you know, action packed, or, you know, it's kind of boring or something, but honestly,
I feel like I should get my tap dancing shoes on right now and hit a jig.
Brings this kind of spiciness flavor to the XP lane, and that's what you see from his play style. And
what is this?
Any team that can just be like, okay, our XP lane is good, you know, and at the same time,
I feel like I should not be breakdancing.
They know when to actually be there for the team fights, and they know when not to be there, right? And when to just push those lanes, put pressure around the map, and kind of serve that purpose. Any team that has that
private note,
because then you have your other stuff that you have to worry about, right?
G on stream.
That's the thing that I honestly think that in a similar fashion, you can also say that about Yuri. Now, Yuri hasn't, I mean, we haven't seen as much as Yuri, as much as we've seen Fried Chicken, right? A lot of people will say that, but the thing is
the New Zealand rugby opening scene. Oh my god,
was great.
I feel like the music right now is like a zombie apocalypse. Private and Natsu diving into the here. They have the team Vaelly and Vendetta. You know, both of these guys loaded up with guns, pushing it down a zombie apocalypse, trying to survive it out. Private and Natsu are like the escorts.
Probably not a comfort pick for Super Shark to actually have that Atlas, because I think
the Moan God. Listen, Nick. You know,
bringing out for the tournament, right?
I ain't gonna say, but you know, I could, you know, maybe I do a little bit of the noise effects that you guys hear in, you know, weird places.
Around that, but I still see the same kind of struggle happening here for Vendetta. Atlas, it can struggle, it can perform, it can shine. But I think it's better because in this situation, you have a Colt Ultra.
G to breakdance? I don't have moves like that.
Picks, especially your gold lane. What do you take? You know, they've got the Paquito there, but I think again you have.
Dude, I can do the white boy dance.
Boxes off for Vendetta. Whereas if you look at the Vaelly, man, the Vaelly, their first 3 picks, pretty solid, right? Pretty safe. I would say it's safe and it's solid.
MLBB meets Resident Evil.
Really come down to how they want to play around that, especially again going same situation. What's their gold lane going to be? You know, who is basic going to play here? And I don't think this is a situation where we see him play Brody unless he really
flex coins for push-ups.
Lock that in again. But
wow, yo,
either way, I still want to see if we flip-flop, right? If Theo is able to play this Atlas in have a more shining early game to set the team up.
They do flip-flop. They let a Valentina out with a Fermies, so
at least 4 matches this
and you know, I mean, the Diggy is still open. Like they could go XP Grok and then mid lane Fairmist and then possibly switch Super Shark to Diggy, but I mean that would be a tough go.
I think so.
How much can I bench press? I don't bench press too much.
On the side of the Vaelly, I mean, you have that Colt Ultra that you're gonna be popping out, but I mean, you have a Valentina as well on the side of Vendetta. So I almost want to say that like it's a Colt Ultra that's canceled out, because if you have 2 Colt Ultras, I mean, you're basically just extending it for both teams.
The ladies will love to see it. I think it is too late for Diggy, but I mean, it could be a possibility.
Those picks that
I've learned by the master Arnold Schwarzenegger, the fitness legend. He says that that bench pressing is bad for you. You'd rather use like dumbbells instead of a bench press bar. It just over time, like it can really hurt your bones apparently.
In answer to kind of some of the other strong,
I have like a giant like workout book about it. Like, look,
gets countered out by, well, I mean, semi gets countered out just because of the damage that the burst that Dyros can put out there. I still feel
it's my workout book.
Kind of as you move into
the encyclopedia to modern bodybuilding. Look how thick this fucking thing is. This is how you learn from the legend right here. A book. Learn how to read, chat.
Yeah, and so I kind of expected this gold lane pickup, you know, coming out from basic.
Yeah. the only thing I learned from Arnold is to get to the chopper.
Also, I mean, I wasn't expecting the Ruby pick, but I think that can.
Yeah, it makes your bones weaker over time. So I don't work out to impress other men on how much I can lift.
Your own engagements, not only with the Grok but the Ruby as well.
I work out to have a goal in life, to have passion. It also helps like keep you focused. It helps you keep you consistent. So that's why I work out. Yeah,
that's the great.
It helps you stay I just add the word like loyal, disciplined. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it helps you it keeps you disciplined. It keeps you faithful, you know. It just, you know.
Especially again going up to what they have, and then
I know. Disciplined was a good word.
Kind of potential
push-ups, bench press. That's what I'm saying.
Mid to late game.
I'm not like a lot of people ask me that, like, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, I do, of course, I do some, but it's only to keep like form and like target some muscles, but I don't do like super heavy weights. I never hit max. I never like increase in increments that are insane. Keeps the blood pumping, you know. It keeps it keeps your stamina for you unhealthy men out there.
About their engagements, about how they do this, because I feel like almost when it comes to team fights, they're gonna
calisthenics.
They're gonna need to find these picks.
And everybody has their own like workout journey, you know, like, and I feel like that's what a lot of people tend to look at when going to the gym. Like they're like, shit, I'm not gonna be better than that guy or this guy or that guy. It's all about setting a goal of what you want to be, not what other people think of you.
Well, to provide a little bit of that extra magic damage early poke.
Yeah.
But
so that's how I look at the gym, you know. I do it for myself mainly.
I still feel like they will lack a little bit of that damage.
Yeah.
But
because if you start trying to impress people, you're gonna. The gym is what's going on here? The gym's the worst place to get hurt. Like you would think like a construction job or stuff like that. Nah, bro.
Actually be able to just allow the team to play a little more safe and then profit in the mid to late.
This goddamn Nick getting this an 18+ stream now.
This is it's different, right? Not seeing a Irithil have sprint, instead taking the purifying, which is
Zane brought out the Balmon. I mean, he has to. I mean, if he pulls this out, he can definitely do it. I mean, they're already showing great control over the map. I mean, it's not such a heavy thing to do like they did last time. Like they're not being as aggressive. It's kind of more of a passive game.
And right now, just
he said, I don't even do the gym because I trust nobody. That's what I'm saying. I have my own gym in my house, so I don't ever lift over like a capacity that I would need someone to be there, because I feel like at that point, if you need someone, you're just doing too much.
Yeah.
At some point within the next,
it's all about being consistent, all about you, and consistently pays over time, right? You know, like, you know, you're not gonna get ripped like a massive bodybuilder in a day or a month. Like it's gonna take time.
Here on Yuri does take damage from that tower.
It's not something
here
like...
competing.
No, I mean, unless you take steroids. Ooh, the fatal legs. Boba Zane is dead.
But then gets pulled by Theo with that fatal link. So a great play by them. And I'm not sure what Boba Zane was looking for there. Unfortunately, did not find it. You see Hoon coming in with that cold altar. He is by himself there. Unfortunately,
it like buffered.
And man, already 1 and 2.
Zane, man.
Yeah, and off camera, you know, Fried Chicken able to get the kill there on Yuri. Yuri actually survived for quite some time, but there goes Poggy on the bottom side. Gonna focus there.
Listen, they can't emote in the game, but I'll emote on stream.
Still going, so they're not able to get that. Also, cross map play on the top side can't convert into anything either. So again, you know, the past minute, Mobazane a little bit question mark there. You know, what was he really trying to accomplish? Gets fatal linked into the turret. That's a feels bad. And at the same time, again, you just need to scale into this mid game, right? Scale into it, continue to focus on the objectives. That's the best case scenario for them. But like I said, Vendetta, man, they do have a vendetta, and they want to go ahead and force these situations, these uncomfortable situations for the Valley, which is exactly what we're going to see Theo do here proactively on this Atlas pick. So Fried Chicken does go down the bottom side.
Yeah, but Mobazane able to kind of answer that back, but all the while, Pogi and the rest of Vendetta able to kind of zone out the rest of the Valley, pick up that turtle. Oh, nice wild charge, does latch on to Yuna, who is in trouble, is going to get taken down here by Basic, so they are able to answer it up and tie up the game here. And this is tied, everything from kills to gold, right back at Vendetta as they are starting to get more gold from Basic on this top turret.
Yeah, Poggy though. Okay, you can't actually get a kill there. I was, yeah, thinking he'd be able to actually get that kill as low as he is. I mean, even looking at the items, we're gonna start seeing at this 5-minute mark, first core items being picked up here. Even, you know, Hoon having that Clock of Destiny, that'll help him scale. Like I was mentioning, you know, in terms of scaling, he's got to be able to provide a little bit of that poke damage and magic damage. But at the same time, you're just really waiting. You're allowing Basic to get online here for the zero fill. Now, still, damage department is in favor of Vendetta.
I don't understand how I get so far behind, chat.
Yeah, we do see I'm offended on the Euro.
Back.
But Fried Chicken does get taken out there. Fatal Links does connect onto Mobazane, who's fighting off 3 members. Is he going to be able to get away here? We see that Cole Alter activated as they're going to go ahead and use that to dive in. Mobazane actually able to get out. Cole Alter of their own is going to be able to save Mobazane there. But at the top, you see the damage and the tower going down for Vendetta. So, I mean, able to answer it back. It is 3-4 in favor of Vendetta, and both teams trading their first tower.
See, I feel like this one, Private's more calculated by both teams, right? But right into the bush they go.
Yeah, you see that wild charge does pop them up, and then that Shadow Stampede pulling them, dropping them low, but not able to capitalize. What we were talking about earlier doesn't. They kind of lack a little bit of damage, especially in this early game, to be able to capitalize on there. Starting to try to put the pressure onto this. Their macro is top right now, opening it up for Mobazane to go ahead and start on this turtle. So, I mean, a great job by the Valley right now. He's going to be able to find that opening to get there, but a little bit, I was about to say an engagement there, but Theo thought twice about it, backing off there.
Yeah, again, going back to my point, this one feels very calculated by both teams, right? Very objective based, not so much looking for fights, because the Valley knows that they are lacking some damage for now. You see Vendetta sometimes really trying to force those skirmishes or those fights, but it usually just ultimately ends up in dispersion, right? Disengage, basically. Right now, though, Yuri going to be the focus here. Here comes Shiki.
Oh yeah, another Cult Alter by Shiki to go ahead and top him off. Cult Alter of this on the side of the Valley there. Wild Charge does pop them up. Shiki in a little bit of trouble, does get taken out there. Theo trying to disengage, not sure if he's gonna be able to get a wall, is gonna cut him off, but is gonna be able to use that to get away is Theo right now. In a great position are the Valley, able to pick up 2 kills there.
Damn, they use Ares on them.
So
the wild charge.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If the Valley is finding picks here and there, that's actually great for them, because I mean, this early on, it should be Vendetta that's finding those early kills, those skirmishes that are in their favor. But at this point, you know, they've given up some key objectives that they really haven't been able to contest. That's why that first Lord of the game is going to be so kind of crucial for them. You can see already Shiki trying to get that Cult Alter as he does set up for it, because in 30 seconds, it's going to be up here. Now, the question is, are they in position, itemization-wise, damage department-wise, to actually contest it? Because, again, Mobazane, he's just been free farming, right? He's been in free farm mode. He's quite tanky himself, and they're going to be looking to assert that position in that Lord pit, forcing Vendetta actually to pull the trigger here, which, again, they could.
I think it looks pretty good for
Theo's job is, right? He is the one.
The first time we're seeing a Lord cam.
So we could expect a Fatal Link combo. The downside is Theo's not that tanky yet himself.
I definitely think it'll come down to the late game. Yuna on the carry could still be huge, you know?
But at the same time, if the damage is there from the other two,
you know, I mean, late game, like, that's going to be melting Shark, melting Mobazane. And I feel like that's where they're trying to go, which is why they were so laxative on it. They weren't going like super crazy.
You've got also both XP laners pushing the top side, trying to put some pressure there. And right now, it's just going to be a 4v4 here for the first Lord of the game.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's off their seat at the minute. It's a pin drop sign. I'm telling you, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to say anymore. We'll see how it goes down. I mean, it's going to come down to the thing though is that Theo has to do exactly what Shark did, right? You know, like they have to get Mobazane out of the Lord at a specific time at the right time. Oh my god, Ahun goes down to the he's already back though. It doesn't matter. That passive on Faramis is insane.
4v5, and they have a Cult Altar of their own right now, so it's going to be very interesting when you see the pop up there. Cult Altar has been wasted, right, or has been
both Cult Altars
coming in here right now, trying to put on the
damage. Ooh, what a wall charge!
Pick up the kill onto Theo right now. Pogi picks up.
What? Back out! Back out! Yuna is stuck. No. Yuna just gets clapped.
Last game when the Vaelly was picking up these lords but losing 2 or 3 players in those skirmishes.
Poggy did get lord.
Yeah,
though.
and they still got Yuri down there.
Oh my
god! Why
god!
he stayed there?
Mine is so
tried
bad.
to disengage, but you know they.
Yours is so lagged. Yeah, you're super far behind now.
Yeah,
it's great to get it, but it's just gonna be.
All you gotta do is use the speed up. There's double the time.
Wall, there's gold lead as well.
Sharky, dude, Shark's wall charge absolutely turned the tide right there, chat.
Sitting pretty on 3-0-2, right? And he doesn't have to do too much, honestly, because right now, whether it's Hoon or it's Fried Chicken or Shark, they're finding actually the angles they need to find the setups, right? That's what Shark does
so good at.
Even when they took out Hoon before that fight, it still ended up working out in their favor. Like Hoon got back in time and helped
because of the Faramist, the passive of Faramist, man.
Took a ton of damage before the
passive Faramist.
Ooh, he resh-read him. He resh-read him. Yuri coming in, but the Abysm Strike does miss, but it doesn't matter.
Chicken, you expend that flicker to get away from the other fight, but yeah, exactly. Trouble wild card, just a bamboozlement into that bush.
Go into mid, clean him up, boys.
There does a Theo. They are still continuing the press on here. Super Shark putting on the pressure on to Shiki.
There's a 1-for-1. Mobazane stole down, which is now the time of Vendetta to be able to get some gold here.
Is that it almost kind of is a false sense of security when you take out Hoon and think you have the advantage. I even got duped out because I was like, it's a 4v5. No, it's not, because Hoon, the passive on that Faramis means that he's going to be up right away, still able to come back in and use that Cult Altar.
Yo, what up, Shrimp?
Here is going to have to use that wild charge to get away.
Shrimp?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Again, going back to Vendetta here specifically, right? They have great damage. They have great toolkits here. I think they just need to buy some more time. They also not only need to buy some more time to let Yuna catch up, because Yuna's been struggling this game. They also need to just not get, misplaced, because that's what's happening.
I haven't seen a clutch Fatal Links, I'm not gonna lie.
It's allowing just basic to pretty much free hit. Right?
I think we need some better
that's the
Fatal
tough
Links.
spot that Vendetta's in. Not only that, but going back to the fact, even when we got a chance to look at the items here, Theo, he just for some reason he's taken a ton of damage. So his job is literally to get those Fatal Links off and then hope that his team can profit off it. Because as soon as Theo is gone, you don't have a tank. You have a Cult Altar. That's it, right? So it's a little bit tougher for them.
A possible Cult Altar.
The Vaelly has not only how tanky Mobazane is, but you have Super Shark and Fried Chicken.
Yeah, Mobazane gets caught by the Fatal Links. It does get
Jesus.
They do not have a retribution for this next Lord. It is essentially a 5v4 right now. Vendetta in a great position here.
I think this is GG's. Unless they absolutely they don't get it. The Cult Altar does happen on both sides.
It isn't gonna be
Can Basic get out though? That was such a gamble. Do you want to take such a gamble like that?
The Vaelly and a Lord going over to the still trying to put on the pressure here. They might just want to think.
Yo, I mean, basic gets 25 seconds, but that's 25 seconds that they come in. The fatal links on Chicken. He was able to get out, but the speed up happens on stream. Chicken does go down on that insane speed up. I don't know what happened there. Mobazane coming in there. I'm not sure what's going on. Mobazane's into the back, into the deep. There's a lot of them. Fried Chicken is still gone now.
It's gonna go ahead and charge, make short work of that tower. Starting to come in right now. Mobazane gonna go ahead, try to put some damage on ahead of his inhibitor tower, and it might put them in a bad position here. Pogi is hiding in line. The rest of the Vendetta is kind of waiting, and you see that they go ahead and
interesting. They didn't do anything with that Lord though. I mean, they took
disengaging.
I don't even think they took a tower.
I mean, when things get messy, they get messy quick, and that's how I see. Like when the Vaelly is, when pressure is put on the Vaelly, that's where the most of their mistakes come from, right?
They just took down one tower.
A lot of the time, Vendetta is just being more patient, and
but
that's
just
exactly
when we
what
were
we see them
saying
doing.
wasn't
And
doing
that's
anything,
why
he had
what
a
led
fatal
up
link
to
on
Lord take
was
they were
really
patient,
good.
waiting in that bush. Theo was able to get the setup on Mobazane, right? Use that fatal links, and then eventually snowballed from that to the Lord to finding another fatal link onto the tier 1 turret,
Vendetta
and things just
really
kind of started falling for the Vaelly. So they've kind of got to recollect here, right? Like slow down, recollect, and then
freezing lanes.
Not go kind of haphazardly looking into bushes.
I gotta like pop my back.
Going here and there. Not to say Mobazane.
My stream is so delayed,
you know,
but I felt like
he
I'm
is quite
saying the exact
tanky, right? That's
thing
why you have the ball. But you don't expect that there's a Vendetta.
Oh, the catch Mobazane! He already used his sprint and gets knocked up. You were right, Nick. They were repositioning for them. The speed up once again. Yuri goes down. Theo goes down. Ah, Chicken.
Their own are not going to be able to make anything else happen with them, as the rest of Vendetta is going to go ahead and disengage. And you are just so correct when it comes to these mistakes, these checks, these kind of getting caught out alone. This is not the team to be making those types of mistakes. Again, we're going to come in here. Pogi is going to go ahead and get that immortality tap and taken down as well. So now we have 3 kills unanswered for the side of Vendetta. Are they going to be able to do anything to kind of stave off this? We have minions coming in here, making short work of this time.
Oh, the fatal links and a coulter onto Hoon. Basic is going to go down as well. Jark is going down next. Oh my god, push mid, boys. It's just you guys. Do they go mid or do they go for Lord? I think they just go mid in this shit.
Go ahead and just push. They have some minions on their side. Hoon is back up, so it is a 2.
They're missing Pogi, so there's no reason to even attempt the Lord. Just keep pushing. They could possibly even kill Mobazane here. Theo is a little low. They do opt to go back, and now they're going to probably take the Lord here.
I'm not sure how. I mean, you get a tower, but you kind of lose the advantage you had for this Lord potentially. No, they're shredding that. So nice.
They're shredding it. I was wondering the same thing. There's the fatal links though. Mobazane.
Oh my god.
Mobazane is having a large amount of trouble on this Balmond, just getting caught, going in the bushes, that especially against Theo, able to find these fatal links, and just unanswered.
You just gotta speed it up, go in the bottom right hand corner and double the speed until it goes live.
Able to get the farm that he's trying to, and now they're gonna have to contend with Illumination.
You think it is, but try it, I tell you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, go in the bottom right hand and then click on the little cog and then double the speed. If it doesn't double the speed, then it's not technically, or it's already live. But if it doubles the speed, then it's not technically live.
It doesn't double the speed.
No.
Yeah, but maybe I'm live now.
For Vendettas as they march in.
Are they pushing the Lord in the bottom lane right now, hitting the tower?
Coming out from the Vaelly as the Lord
charges up. They are pushing
Yeah, it's coming in there. It's going to be one more swing on this bottom inhibitor tower is going to go ahead and drop it. The rest of the Vendetta.
A little cog.
I was still lagging.
You're still behind?
Yeah.
It's not GG. They're holding out so well. They took one turret, but only for the Lord.
If you have an answer, it needs to start with
yo, why can they not end this? Oh
yeah, so I mean, you said it, right? Don't go alone. You see Vendetta a lot of times trying to just find those bushes.
That Cult Altar though.
And Theo especially,
I got walled off.
Right? So that's a good resource taken away, but at the same time, there's nothing.
I mean, they just wasted the Cult Altar. This is the time that they can get a pick.
Turret if they can. It's still going to be a while for that Lord to come up here for the game. They also,
but they might not even want to get a pick just yet. Oh, the flicker! They did set Moba Zane. Ah, he goes down.
Those last bits of auto attacks still find Moba Zane, even though
he's gonna be back right in time for the Lord.
Zane 1, 6, and 5. This is almost unheard of. Is him almost, I don't want to say the weak link of the team, but he's been getting an awful lot for the side of the Valley, which is really kind of setting up these engagements. We do still
Ooh, a conceal play.
Like the Vendetta, we have a conceal play in here. Atlas not able to find the.
He wanted to zone out to get this turret. Push the turret, you dumb nuts.
Save it off, trying to be that front line. Hoon coming in, putting on the.
Oh, they get chicken. They get the wall charge though. They're gone. The Valley just won it.
Shiki gets taken down as well. This might.
They don't even need Moba Zane.
Looking for that CC onto Yuna.
GG's.
Is going to go ahead and take down that immortality up at the top. Yuri and Hoon.
GG's.
Trying to juke. I think Hoon's just trying to kind of keep him busy up here. We have a core push right now by the.
Say GG's. Say GG's. That play right there.
This is going to be game 2 going over to the Valley.
GG's.
Oh my god, what a series, Private. I have to jump in just to talk about a series there.
Why is Assassin Dave had to jump in?
It's like back and forth. It's like 20 minutes game every game now. And then in the last fight, if they actually did not go in that early,
maybe something happened to Naisu.
Actually have a chance to win this game.
Damn, they were just touching
it's just been
the 1 minute ago.
These matches are so close, and it's coming down, especially with how Vendetta has answered.
He said, Dave in the chat said, Moba Zane, the weak link. What the fuck?
Trying to make things happen, but getting caught out, letting that kind of seep into him as he's, what was it, like 6 or 7 deaths in that game alone. I want to say, probably like the most deaths I've ever seen from Moba Zane taking a single encounter. But the rest of the team able to kind of find the openings, and still kind of stay grounded and find that push in there and get another game over Vendetta.
Yeah, I mean, this is Valley's game point now.
Yeah, Naisu needed to use the restroom.
Making mistakes over and over again. Vendetta, even in game 2, they had a solid chance, but I think they're making history repeat itself right here in game 3, right? Like,
I mean, that was such a crucial play, man.
Such humongous lead. They could have just waited for Lord to show up. They got the kill they needed. Chicken's
pulling it around, man.
Why not just get the Luminous Sword, you know? And then they could have just won the game, but instead they want to dive onto the high ground and just ended the game right there. And that's something that,
I mean, at this point, I think the Valley is going to Vegas.
And just calm down, relax, and
they're looking good, but I mean, it's mainly because of the team. There's insane plays by every single player, you know, like Chicken making up for all of the mistakes he's done in the past 2 games right there with that I'm offended, and then with the Cult Altar, and then of course Basic coming in with the Ethereal there with the heavy crossbow, just doing so much damage. It just came down to that the teammates of the Valley were GG's. Poggy sold his items, probably.
The late game with that, with the damage on his side, with that Faramis.
Dude's thinking it's a ranked game.
how well they performed, especially with a comp that.
Oh, so close. Like it's literally so close.
It is so close. I mean, Vendetta, like they're catching Vendetta on just the smallest mistakes, and then it just ends the game.
To be honest, the damage is so close. The entire kills is so close. Again, it's just back and forth, right? It just who make the least mistakes seem to win that series. Look at this.
Exactly.
This is a quick save, by the way, from the entire side of Vaelly. You know, it seemed like Vendetta, again, they're rushing it. You can see like the reason why they're losing some team fights, because they're not patient enough, right? And that's really not
apparently Dave just lost connection, so we might see him pop out here.
Is when they're executing stuff like without any like really preparation, just now 2 versus 1.
So
take a look at this lore fire right here, where
the stream's like 2 minutes behind.
Find a pick kill actually onto Zane every single time, right? They understand, okay, the key to victory here is Zane with the lethal contract with the retribution.
Yeah, well, yeah, so we have which I'm actually surprised you guys aren't in here neither. It's just only, it's like all of the there you went. He just disconnected. So we're in the production. We're in a production Discord, which is where all of us casters are and where all of the E-Stars is, and Assassin Dave since he's the host there. But yeah, that's where all of the chat happens during like the stream. That's where we all keep an eye out.
Yeah, because Sally was asking me like if Nice is getting disconnected. Apparently Sally is also not.
Which might have kind of been the issue.
To be honest, I'm surprised that you and Sally and I don't know if anybody else. I'm surprised you guys aren't invited into this Discord. To be honest,
forcing out a fatal links. And a lot
you might want to ask Assassin Dave about it. I mean, we're in the semifinals already, but.
Yeah. You never know, right? Is it 100 IQ?
Can TFB
at the end of the day,
and Vendetta? I'm pretty sure both of them can. I don't know.
To match point, right? So there's
the way the casters pop in and out, dude. I'm telling you, dude. And Private was gone in the first. Dave hopped in. Then Nice who was gone. Then Dave hopped in.
It's weird because with these two teams, Private, I gotta say, it seems like it could go either way. It doesn't matter what game we have. It could be 50-50.
Yeah, which is amazing to me. Here's the thing, though. I'm not sure if it's the picks, if it's the micro, if it's the mechanical ability.
It's the macros, not the I mean, it can come down to some of the micros, but I feel like it's the macros of the whole team together.
Of this in the entirety.
I mean, it came down to the micro play by Chicken to hit that I'm offended. Came down to Hoon being able to hit that Colt altar, and then just that bait to keep them into the tower. Like they hovered around that tower because they knew, like they wanted Vendetta to come into the tower because they just had so many ultimates to be able to secure them and keep them in the tower.
Because that was my personal thought before. Because I remember. Even before game 1 happened, I was like, you know, both these teams have weaknesses. They obviously have made mistakes. If you watch the tournament, right? And I have been watching the tournament, and it's like, for some reason, there's like more mistakes happening in this matchup than the whole tournament for their individual matches. So I don't know exactly, you know, what's happening, but I will say that
I definitely believe that too, Captain. Like the Vendetta is kind of throwing a little bit, kind of maybe being a little bit too cocky.
Make that chaos.
Private looks like a gangster, but is actually the nicest person in the world.
You know, wins. It's kind of like just throwing that dice and being like, oh, okay, we got the upper hand. This fight,
I think Private looks like Ted Cruz.
We got the upper
hand. And Tom Cruise?
No, Ted.
I never even heard. Who's Ted Cruz?
Amazing in their own right.
I'm looking it up right now.
It does come down to the micro plays. It does come down to those macro decisions.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yo.
Why does he look like?
I mean, he kind of looks like Ted Cruz. The only thing is Ted Cruz has like a box forehead. where Private has like a rounder, but like all of the lower, if Private would shave, I probably couldn't tell a difference.
Carrying the weight.
Like if he was like a shaved man.
Theo's finding those setups and being patient and everything. Sometimes it seems like he's tilting a little bit, and he's, you know, pressing situations.
Head bunny.
Exactly good for the team. So both of them, I just feel like are very similar matched in terms of across the board, and that's why I'm going back to the fact that it's 50-50, right? Even for this matchup.
Yeah, the Vaelly lacks synergy. I mean, and I see this a lot, to be honest. Even, and I want to say it, but even when they were in BTK, right? Mobazane, Shark, Zia, Cardi occasionally, stuff like that. I have always seen that even though Mobazane dies, like the whole team has the capability to not even need him at some points. Like right there, like Mobazane was dead at that point. Vendetta probably should have backed off, hit the Lord, and then did a final push, but they were feeling a little bit too cocky. They wanted to, they wanted the Vaelly to make mistakes, because we've seen a lot of mistakes. But the Vaelly did not make a mistake. They made a really crucial play, right?
You said it well.
Absolutely. They hovered the turret. They did what they needed to do. Used them. I'm offended, and then the Cold Altar, and capped them into the tower. Locked them down for so long. He said, Private reminds me of Tony Soprano.
Vendetta was pretty much in a dominating position for most.
I'm looking that up too. I'm pretty sure I've seen Tony
come back and clinch that victory. It's been back and forth, and honestly.
BTK has
if you're one of these team members, you want to have a talk with.
Look up Tony Soprano. Private looks just like him. 100%. 100%, dude. 100%.
Whoever gets the Lord gets the Lord, I guess.
100%.
These clashes.
Yeah, 100% looks like him.
Almost for both of these teams is that it does.
If Private did not have a beard,
it's not as satisfying.
It would be him.
I mean, it's great for us.
How do you even spell
but for the
SOPRANO.
Kind of find out where these shortcomings are coming from, because those are just not the type of engagements.
Yeah, the P silent.
Just like closing.
What?
Throwing damage out.
You don't see the forehead, the cheeks are thick, you know. Of course, Tony Soprano, what? He's like, how long is he?
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
People getting caught out.
Yeah, just the chin's the biggest difference. Like he doesn't, like Private has the longer chin, you know.
Yeah, they do look similar.
Here,
the younger,
the younger one, 100%. Yeah.
On the side of Vendetta here, by that Claude again, by Pogi.
He's definitely gotten old. He's definitely gotten, Tony Soprano's definitely gotten old.
Just when the picture, the ones that came out
like look at this one.
This is
I'm gonna send you this one. Like if you were, hold on, pause that by accident. Like look at this one. This one I would say kind of looks just like him, right? If Private was shaved,
right now.
And if you threw Private's haircut onto him, you wouldn't even know a difference.
Yes.
You know, completely. That could possibly
that's very similar
too.
Which is probably just the nationality behind Private. You know, I think they just might be coming from.
I must have missed the memo. Now everybody's just kind of like hands off from the.
He's Italian American. I would say Private's definitely Italian. Like there's something Italian in Private. But I also have Italian in me. But I think I might have more German. Yeah. I think I have a mixture of both, like white, Italian, and German.
The game they played against Fanny when they had
Private is Hispanic.
Valentina and Faramis.
Really?
I can't remember how exactly. That's why I said like these games have been so close. It's hard to pick out. Like,
what
there's
is
not been
going
a
on?
dominating. We're like, oh yeah.
Private is not Italian. Okay.
Dominating absolutely.
Gray said he's Hispanic, right?
All of these games have been so close.
I mean, he has to be Hispanic American.
You're like, oh, they finally have
it.
Sure. It's been kind of coming in clutch here. You do see both.
But I don't know. I don't even speak Italian or German, and a lot of my nationality definitely comes from like Europe.
Yeah. So. I wonder why, you know, banning out the
no American. Interesting.
I don't think is.
I'm gonna have to ask Private one time. I don't think I've actually.
But you know, they actually ban out.
He's a good looking guy though. Like I love Private, man. Like no cap.
I think all
Theo
our
specifically, but at the same time,
like he's a good looking guy.
Could just be. I mean, Theo could possibly just end up picking the Grok again. I feel like overall, that's probably the highest priority in terms of roams to play around with, where we see Vendetta.
All of them are camera ready. Okay, I like it. I like it.
Or basic here. That's what I was gonna say. You know, the Grok is open, and with him being the biggest priority, as we saw those roam bans coming out, they wanted to snag that. So
do you think this is gonna go to game
with the lineup that they already have, disregarding
I don't know
whatever basic decides to pick here? This is a great setup, right? It's a great, everything kind of falls into place here a little bit for them just with these four picks.
All right, chat. I'm gonna throw a code up here on the screen. This is what you get from it.
Now across the board, depending on what this fourth pick is here, actually these last two picks for them.
If you guys would like to redeem it, by all means.
We've been hitting this nail constantly, right? It's a great choice, very safe. You can lock down objectives. But here we go, right? The Fairness does come out, by the way, so you didn't miss the memo.
Hold on here. Hold on here. I got it. The properties are fucked up on it. It won't even. I think I need the height to be like also.
What I'm wondering again is,
the space between the space between these codes is ridiculous though. Like what in the fuck?
Yeah, and that's gonna be. I think that's
again some good ults
I want you want to talk about early.
You guys would like to? There's a code right there. I posted it on the screen while the ban and picks happening. You're gonna pass on the code by all means. It's up to you. I'll post it on the YouTube, the Facebook, and everything as well.
Have just not dealt
what
with
does a code get
you?
Get you a double XP card for 1 day.
Okay.
And premium skin fragments.
Like I haven't seen anything where I'm just like, oh yeah, that was definitely like a bad play or shouldn't have been there too much by some of these teams. It's just the other team is just ready. They're always in a position. Cho was banned out, I want to say, the last 2 games, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with it, or if that was kind of a slip through to allow Theo on that, which I know Zane, like we said before, has struggled on. But this is game 4, potentially the last game of this series for the Valley if they can get this victory.
Yeah, which is crucial, right? Because at the end of the day, it's going to lead them to whoever wins this series is going to be going to the grand final, which is going to be a huge thing just in general. And at the same time,
we'll keep it up there for a couple more minutes. If you guys want to use the code, it's right here on my finger.
Matchup. So it all starts here. It is match point for the Valley, like you mentioned. And still, right, the thing is, can Theo find... I'm actually excited to see some Cho play here, because I'm so used to seeing Cho picked often in our region or even other regions around the world, and I love to see NA players play Cho, because you guys have even your own notable, or like I think Dave even said, your Insection inspired players. So I want to see how this all plays out for them, and at the same time how they utilize this Fairness pick and exactly how they want to play around that. But already in the bottom side, it's going to be the focus.
330 is not too bad.
The one to go down here first. Blood.
Show auto locked Barja.
Just a wonderful play there by Shark. That Jikundo came on that Shark didn't even use his passive to try to negate that. Just threw up a wall and then swooped in, created that opening for Zane to come in. But another engagement here up at top.
Can you unlock? Maybe. You get like 10,000 flex coins, Shrimp, and I think I could get you a mod spot.
Yuri, that kind of went in deep, but still going to be able to survive. Has that sprint available? Never mind. It's
what
Moba
happened? Already
Zane
first blood.
that comes in with 1-2 punch.
There's already multiple first bloods.
Multiple.
Multiple first bloods.
That retribution, so he doesn't have it available here. He's got to be careful. Poggy going to go ahead and start this one up. This could possibly just go in the hands of Vendetta, unless the Valley has something to say about it. They push them completely back here.
Damn, they wasted the ult.
Mobizane's still just waiting patiently, not even going to need the retribution, so securing that objective as well for the Valley.
that was so interesting to me. I guess they oh my god, Yuri gets taken out here.
I might change the fonts on this. I'm not liking it.
There, especially when I felt like they had the advantage if they had kind of latched onto that Lord before Mobazen came in, especially because Pogi. Well, I guess Pogi didn't have his retry up. He still had the lethal counter though. Very interesting there, but a great push there by the Vaelly to go ahead and capture that turtle.
Can't really see the code with that other one.
For Vendetta is, again, with what they have drafted, they in the fighting department early game, they kind of lack that.
They said, yeah, this game's over. I mean, this is what the Vaelly needs, to be honest, is like teams like this to give them a challenge.
Can get these early kills. The damage is already there, but then it gets scarier, right? Because we saw him play it previously in the series too, with the same effect. You know, he was snowballing on the Paquito.
They
here we go.
Have
this is going to be some action on the bottom side. The kick is there. Can they get the kill?
You guys in the chat should definitely utilize this code right here. It helps me out, you know. It helps me look good with Moonton. So do it for me. You get free stuff. It only takes a second of your time.
Been able to secure that. Did use that lethal counter and the retribution.
The code's also pinned in the comments.
Early game Claude. He doesn't really have the damage on that blazing duet. More tickle power onto basic, as he was still able to find an escape.
I think it is only an NA only code. I don't know.
So, I mean,
but I didn't tell you that you might be able to use a VPN.
Sword being picked up.
I didn't say that.
So potentially, it's going to be able to even this up if they do find another gank onto basic.
I actually don't even know if you can.
Yeah, Shiki there. Yuri actually able to survive. It's fried chicken.
Meow.
So again, sometimes, you know, forcing situations, it doesn't work out for you, and you end up going down, giving up a kill here to Vendetta. Now the second turtle of the game is going to be up. See if they can actually secure this one.
Gosh dang it, Des. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
On this one, there's the stun though. It's going to be secured by Poggy, but they're still going to continue on with the fight. Super Shark quite low. Can they grab the kill? The Cold Altar copy was there. No one going down just yet. Basic firing off from the backside. Here comes Yuri though, trying to join the party. Still, nobody goes down, but the turtle is secured.
Ooh,
yeah,
sharp.
Very interesting and very patient game played by both of
Is it really? The code's already reached its limit?
Take a look at these items. We already talked about it before. Demon Hunter Sword being picked up by Yuna there as well. On the other side there, that endless battle has been picked up, and we do have a little bit of defense started by Basic on this Clint. So both marksmen kind of in an even position. Just a little bit ahead is this Clint right now, but not by anything too notable.
Yeah, and there you go. Flicker initiation coming out already. Yuna taking quite a bit of damage, but the kick there to help him out. Theo should be fine here, but the rest of the team also crashing down to the bottom side. Poggy now looking to try to get a kill. Can't, though, with the lethal counter. So again, another push-pull here on the bottom side. No one going down, but a lot of resources committed. And now on the top side, Mobazen and Fried Chicken looking for a kill, and that's as clean as it can be as Yuri falls.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to say a much cleaner game by both of them. These kills happening. I mean, there's not much you can do when you're getting dived under tower.
Mine worked.
Two members from the Vaelly there, but I feel like a much cleaner game being played by both of these teams.
I was able to redeem it.
Position here right now. Just able to find these windows here. Oh no!
Hey, give it another shot. It let me do it, so. I just redeemed it.
Yeah, just.
I actually really wanted those premium. Those premium skin fragments are really hard to get. Like I can now buy another skin right now because of that.
Dealing with this when it comes to diving in and isolating some of those players there, but now we are starting this fight on the third turtle.
Yeah,
trying to see who I want.
Yeah, they're gonna push them back here. Again, Super Shark just zoning out the best he can. Another Way of the Dragon, finding the mark. Basic, trying to fire back. He's still going to be alive. It's a mega kill for Mobazen, punishing Yuna. And now Theo, the next target. Shiki fell too. It's one after another, just falling for Vendetta. And there you go. To cap it off, the TPs come out from the Vaelly. And they're sitting pretty here at match point.
Yeah, right now. Oh, man, a pop-up there. And
the special skin fragments are hard.
What a completely this is the Vaelly that I remember right now. It's finding these openings. The synergy from them right now is just amazing to be able to find these kills. Not only that, but
the game is very chaotic. Yeah, I mean I think Vendetta is kind of just their stamina's ran out.
What is going on here? I mean, this is a different Vaelly than from what we've seen through the series. I mean, not through the tournament, but just the series in general. And Vendetta is going to have to try to crawl back into this game because the gold lead already building up to 5K in favor of the Vaelly. It's going to be Theo trying to force a situation.
It could be that you've already redeemed the code, apparently.
No one there to help him out, to follow up on fried chicken was going to be the target. So right now, Vendetta, we're going to see them kind of just bunch up together, try to...
The mods aren't going to disqualify the Vaelly for... I don't think a team's ever going to get disqualified for emoting again, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, Yuna just picking up that golden staff, so he's going to be shredding as he comes in here. But I mean, you're already pretty
one-sided game.
Blazing Duet came out. Yeah.
Just a tad.
In a second, just absolutely burst down here. You see the rest of the Vaelly starting to set up in this blue buff.
Okay, Mobazane. I mean, that's how much of a threat he is. A 1-2 jab already bringing some members down by 1/4. So they're going to have to work around that. They're going to lose the blue buff here. And it's the Vaelly just taking resources the best they can. They might even take a turret before they transition into the next Lord of the Game. The first Lord of the Game as it comes up now. And there you go. Trying to find
this is one-sided, man. They're already snowballing hard.
The initiation coming out from Shark.
GG's Vendetta, you gave up a good game. I thought you could have possibly upset at the Vaelly, but we're gonna see them into Vegas. It's already 9 minutes, man. GG's. GG's.
And it's even more grim than before.
Shark and Basic. I feel like Basic is like influencing Shark wrongly.
Las Vegas, but they still have a match here right now. You see that them going ahead and separating here as 2 members taking on the Lord. The rest of them still putting on pressure onto these.
Oh yeah, they did go to the lower bracket. I did remember that.
Of Vendetta right now, 0 to 5 right now.
The only team that got disqualified was because of other problems.
By the Vaelly right now. They have found their wits about them, not making the mistakes they made earlier on in this series. First Lord on its way up at the top right now, and honestly, this, like we said, this is what we were waiting for the Vaelly. This is the
I don't think so.
They are going to go ahead, zone out the rest of Vendetta right now as that bottom turret gets taken out, but now we are down to inhibitors. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, Super Shark having a massive game here on this Drock pick. Obviously very comfortable for him, as he might look for another initiation here on the bottom side. Fried Chicken going in as well. There's not much that Vendetta can do. They got to handle the Lord also on the top side. They lose the first inhibitor turn on the bottom. This
Maybe.
is likely going to be the mid one too. They've got to do something to hang into this game, to hang in the series a little bit longer. But the Vaelly now waiting for that Lord to march in on the top side. Eyes set on the mid.
We'll never know, chat. We'll never know.
They lack a ton of damage.
All we can say is that the Vaelly gives up a good show.
Last turret hanging on by a thread. It's gonna go down in just a few seconds.
We might need to start a reality channel. The chat said, do I think the Vaelly was trolling the first 2 games?
Wants that kill. Can he actually grab it? The one versus
I think Vendetta is really strong.
Before
they just kind of lost the momentum after 2 losses.
Secure the 1v1.
That's what I was thinking too. I think it comes down to emotions, the momentum, the synergies kind of failing at this point. Their stamina's running out.
If you're giving Paquito those kills, especially early game, it's going to be almost impossible to stop him. Yuna hasn't even gotten off the ground yet. Theo has not been able to find it. We saw the Jeep
they had never lost a single series.
He wasn't able to find the way of the dragon, which was really interesting to me. So, I mean, doing a great job here as we have engagement up at the core.
This could very well be it. They're looking to punch into the base, take the series here. It's the Vaelly finding 2, make it 3-4. They're looking for the wipeout before they finish. Poggy going to the fountain, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. The Vaelly just waiting for the moment to end it the way they want to. And there you go. The Vaelly
to
the grand finals in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the first to be going to the grand final right now.
It was a good game.
Ever grand finals, the Vaelly in spectacular fashion for that last match, especially after those nerve-wracking games beforehand. They have to be taking a deep breath.
All right, Lim.
You saw the BMs come out. You saw those the recalls coming out there. Very confident, very happy with their performance, and that's how you want to end a series there.
Spectacular.
Right, when the TPs come out, those are
when the TPs come out, the power-ups.
I mean, it's crazy because this whole time before this matchup, you know, as we look at these stats, it's just a dominating game for the Vaelly. And we were talking about how it was 50-50 private. I mean, this one was not, right? This is something where after watching the previous 3 games, you're just like, man, they did roll D20 and they landed on that.
They rolled a D20.
Just one of the cleanest games here that the Vaelly has shown. And I gotta say, it's a good picture of what a possible grand finals could end up being, but at the same time they clearly have things that they need to work out, right? This time that can be said MVP for both teams. Of course, Vendetta still has an opportunity, but
was it always
them, right? Who's waiting for them is
what's
not
that?
An easy task as well.
Right? Do you remember who got
the Simpsons are just as strong of a team here, so it's going to be an amazing matchup.
Gorilla versus the Vendetta on the Vaelly. I don't even know.
But still, even just looking at the highlights, man, it's literally just the Vaelly highlight reel.
Yeah, you can see right there the Vaelly moving on. Vendetta adjusting to the lower bracket, is going to be taking on the Simpsons tomorrow, and that is just going to be a fantastic match. Almost a legend killers there, the Simpsons, who have taken down Ackerman, taking down last season's finalist
tomorrow,
Team First Blood. Is this going to be a mountain that that Vendetta can overcome?
Dude, I'm super excited. Watching this entire series, the Vaelly being the first team to go to Vegas. Guys,
the Vaelly, the strongest team in NA. Right now, they're the strongest team in NA, I would say. But we can't sleep on the Simpsons.